Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome. This is Steven with Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. I appreciate you guys showing up tonight for what is going to be an amazing time. 2 hours of pure Stu Macher bliss is up on the agenda for tonight. So if you are a Stu Macher fan and you're ready for the Stu train to come to your house, start throwing down your hashtags right now. Your best hashtag Stu Macher train, whatever you want to say. I want to see them. We're going to talk about them. But you know what? I could do this with you guys and we'd have a great time. But what's a party without people? It's more people, the more the better. So hey, listen, I have got to bring back a favorite of the channel already, Mr. Jack Stannis. Welcome, Jack, back to the channel. Welcome back, Jack.
What's up? How's it going?
It's going great, and I know you're a fellow Stu truther, and so we're going to have a good time. And now I also want to introduce, not least, but perhaps the very best, a new guest joining us tonight, Jack, for the very first time.
Oh,
you guys know her on Twitter as Carrie Crave Cinema. And I want to introduce you right now for the first time on Craven Something Scary. Please welcome Carrie to the live stream. Hello, Carrie.
Hey.
Yay, welcome. So good to have you guys here tonight.
Thank you.
thanks, man. Thanks. I'm super excited.
Yes, let's do this. Or should I say stew this?
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Yes. So before we get into the I see you, Gambino. Before we get into the discussion, we'll do some shout outs here. Got a lot of guys in the chat, and so as we go throughout the night, I will be putting up comments as we talk tonight, as we lay out theories, and I want to do my traditional now thing I want to say before we get started is that it's going to be impossible to get to everyone's comment tonight. It just is, and I hate that, but it's just the reality of it. So if I do not get to your comment tonight, please do not take it personal. It is not about that. It's just about being in the discussion. I'm the moderator. I'm trying to do all this at the same time. And so I'm going to miss some stuff. It's just going to happen, okay? But remember, there's always another live stream. So if it doesn't happen tonight, come back to the next one and we'll get it in there. Now, if you have a real pressing Stu theory you want me to talk about, you have something you really want to get out and make sure that we don't miss it so that Carrie, Jack, and I can all talk about it, then be sure you do a super chat. All your super chats, I get notified whenever a super chat comes in. It alerts me, and therefore I will make sure to get your comment on the screen so we can dig into it. So super chats, I'll guarantee I'll get you. Everyone else, I will still try to get to you, okay? It's just going to be how the flow of the night goes, all right? Now, I noticed that a couple of you have already mentioned, we see a couple of individuals here. I'll just throw up Jen Werner. Hey, Jen. Cool, I'm barely awake.
Jen, what's up, Jen?
Jen is a soldier.
Okay.
She is a Craven.
Jen.
Oh, I love Jen. She's a Craven Something Scary soldier. Has been. I think I told you guys last time she was one of my first subscribers, like my first 5 subscribers to the channel. And so anyway, appreciate you being here, Jen. I know you stay up late for these late night streams. She used to just say, "Why is it so late?" Now she just gives in. She's like, you know what? It's going to be what it's going to be. I'll just try to stay awake. But also, Lee the Nerd's in the house. Hello, Lee the Nerd. Good, welcome to the live chat. And you might notice when you look at the chat here, I think Valerie has already asked the question, you'll see, why are their names green? Like they stand out to this green color in the chat. Well, the reason that is because they happen to both be members of my channel. And so I posted a video earlier today about what it is to be a member, and I might play it for you guys a little bit later on. Just so that you can cast if you haven't seen it yet. But basically what that means is they're channel members and you can become one too. It's real simple to do. If you're interested in finding out more about that, just go to when you're on my channel, right next to the subscribe button, there's a button that says join. All you do is click that join button and you're going to find 3 levels of membership you can choose from. And so feel free to check it out. I'd love to have you on as a member. It's a big help to the channel. It helps this channel continue to grow, and it helps me continue to make more horror content and more live streams like this. So I appreciate you guys so much. And speaking of which, let's do my shout outs right up front. So we got my channel members, Lee the Nerd, Jen Werner, and Bobby Suidam. Thank you guys. And then my patrons, Denisha and Austin 350. Thank you guys so much for your support. It really does help out the channel. All right. So, shall we?
Let's do it.
What we're doing here.
Let's dive in.
All right. So, taking a breath.
Where to start?
Because there's literally so many ways to do this. All right. I will say this. When we see Scream 5, I did a Scream 5 video this week about Stu, and you guys probably have seen it, or maybe you haven't, but there is a video I did about 3 reasons why Stu being the mastermind in Scream 5 made sense. And it explained some things, right? It explained the structure of the opening attack with Tara. Okay, it explained why his house was in the movie. There's just some things that it just makes sense about, and so I won't go over that whole video because it's on the channel. But I will say this, much to the disdain to some non-Stu believers who believe that Stu, that are specifically fate decided, excuse me, wow.
Or Angela.
Pardon me. Or Angela, yes, or Angela, who have an opinion that there was no foundational work laid down in Scream 5 for Stu. I happen to disagree, and I lifted out in my video why I think that's the case. But before I jump into what all my theories are, you guys know them. Let's hear from our guests tonight first. And ladies first, Carrie, I would like to start with you, and then we'll roll up to Jack, and then I'll complete us. We'll talk a lot about it. We got 2 hours. We're not in a rush or anything. So just give me, number one, why do you believe he's alive? Like, what leads you to believe he's alive? Like, just what's behind your thinking? And then secondly, after that is, what is your best theory? You may have more than one. What would be your number one theory on how he is alive and how it could work?
Well, I actually wrote about this, and I think that his parents were rich, and I think that somehow they were able to hide that he was alive.
Okay.
And I think that maybe his sister is involved. And I think that maybe she should be the opening kill for Scream 6. And I think...
go ahead. You say Stu should be the opening... Oh, the sister. Sorry.
No, the sister.
Okay, got it. Okay, got you.
Because I think that Leslie should be the killer, because then she can be unveiled, because maybe she went after Mindy and killed Chad, and Mindy unveils her, and Sydney's with them, and she's like, oh my god, this is Stu's sister. So then it branches off into there, and then I think throughout the movie, they should just keep implying that he's alive, but not really necessarily say that he's alive.
Got you. Okay.
And I think at the end, Sydney should get a note saying, I still have a thing for you, Sid. And only she knows who said that.
Yes. Hey, real quick, because I have some thoughts on that. Gambino, thank you for taking off work early to be here tonight on the live stream. That's awesome, man. Thank you.
Welcome.
That's really, really cool. Appreciate that. Hopefully you'll get your full money's worth tonight, because we're gonna stew this right.
Oh yeah.
I see so many stew puns coming in, and I love all of them. I love them all. So Carrie, that's interesting. Now, and the fact that we didn't see, but we know now of his sister, which is new information we didn't know before. And now her son is dead, his nephew, and we don't know the age of the sister, but I mean, obviously with Vince being in his 20s, at least early 20s, sister's got to be close in age to Stu, right? So there could definitely be something going on there. If she's been in contact with him for the last 25 years, if it's a situation where you're kind of alluding to where it's more of a hide, it's more of an off the grid kind of a situation, right? Which is kind of what you're thinking. Is that
In a sense. Either
okay?
that or I think that maybe they had him hiding in like a jail or something, but didn't want the world to necessarily know that he was there.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, look, we know money talks in this. Come on now, money
Hmm.
accomplishes a lot of things, guys, and I've even talked about the possibility of Stu's parents being people in high positions of power. We don't know who his parents are. I mean, these could be. And again, I'm not saying that one of them is, but
Like
they
local
could be
politics,
a
like local politics.
politics.
Yep, yep.
Exactly, like the mayor or
Yeah.
a councilman, or what if they're in federal government? What if they're a senator or Congress? I mean, we just don't know what's going on there, right? So there's so much mystery around it. And that's why I think that when it comes to creating a story, you can go in a million directions. It's like, some people want to try to say, oh, there's no way you can do it. I'm like, dude, I'm the opposite. I think there's unlimited ways you can do it. You don't have to be pigeonholed into one way or another. And so, all those things work. And if his sister has been in contact with him, as he's been in prison and like a psychiatric type hospital for the criminally insane or whatever you want to call it. That's kind of what I proposed in my Stu theory goodness video. Um, I'll get to my ideas later, but I want to explore you guys first. But it's interesting, and I think that that's a real possibility. And 25 years, man, that's a long time to plot and think and put things together. And then I'm wondering this, Carrie, what are your thoughts too? And Jack, chime in, feel free. What are y'all's thoughts on did Stu know when did Stu know that Billy had a daughter? When did he find out? Because obviously I don't think he knew then in '96, obviously.
Oh,
But
I don't think
my
he knew at all.
you don't think so you don't think that his sister at some point didn't communicate to him and say, hey, I know this girl Sam Carpenter in town. She babysits the sheriff's son, and guess what? Her father is Billy Loomis.
wow.
I mean, I'm thinking, what if this information was shared
Well, maybe that
with?
fuels him. Maybe that fuels Stu to
Yes.
come out from hiding.
Because Amber
Yes,
said, she said, hey, it's small town, right? Things go around. You can't keep it contained. So
yes,
totally.
that's right. They did, and he even mentioned that she mentioned rather that she was a drunk. Basically,
Yeah.
she lived in the bottle and loose lips. And so it's kind of like, okay, if Amber knows about it, well, where did she learn about it? She could have heard it from anybody. I mean, Stu could have told her about it. Stu could have
It's
told
true.
Richie and Amber about the whole thing. And so I have some ideas about that I'll say for a little bit later on. So that's interesting, Carrie. I love that. Now, Jack, let's talk about your first theory, and we're gonna have a lot more to go from
Oh,
all
yeah.
of us. But what's your first of all? How do you think he's? What do you think the backstory is? What do you think the theory is?
Well, I agree with you, man. I think the best way to pull it off in a way that would, I mean, it's got to be somewhat believable. If they bring him back and it's just some, half bent idea that doesn't make much sense, I won't be happy about it. The best way that I could see this happening is basically explaining that the Woodsboro Sheriff Department is up to some sketchy, sketchy stuff.
Yes.
Stu's family has a high position in some local politics, or maybe
Yeah.
they're just rich. Maybe they're just rich. And when the police went to the crime scene at Stu's house in '96, they discovered that he was knocked out, but he was alive. And from there, they decided to basically be the puppet master and pull the strings as to what was released to the media, and they covered it up this whole time. That's how I could see it playing out, and that's probably the only way that I would fully accept him being alive. I think that just makes the most sense. It's the most grounded down to earth.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe there's another idea out there that blows me away even more than that. But that would be what I would choose. What my thoughts are.
Yeah. That's great.
No, I
Um,
like it.
yeah. That's very
And
good. Hey, I want to give a shout out here real quick. Beard Entertainment just became a member of the channel. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate your support. That's awesome.
Yay.
You guys are just fantastic. Oh, Gambino says I'm going to be a member too. Rock on,
Oh,
brother. Nice.
Way
Thank
to
you so
go.
much. Woohoo! It says I'm an official member now. Yes, you
oh,
are. Yes, you are. It's so cool. I appreciate that. Let's see. So Gambino says Stu would be a mastermind behind 5, 6, and come out fully in 7. Yes, I
Yes.
love it. I love
Yes.
it.
That's what we wanted.
That is
That's
so
it.
great. I was in a discussion with Faith the other day. I mean, Stu
Oh,
always
boy.
seems to come up, and yeah. So we were talking about it, and he's like, "What are you going to do?" Maybe I think it might have been on a Lethal Collective. I can't remember. He's like, "What are you going to do if he's not in 6? Are you going to say he's going to be in 7?" I said, "Absolutely, of course I am, because if this is a trilogy, then why wouldn't he be? Let's play the long game." Carrie, you and I were chatting about that just earlier today. Play the long game. I mean, why? I was like, a part of me wants to see him so bad in 6, but at the same time, another part of me says, no, save it for 7.
well, think about this,
Build up
Stephen.
the tension.
Say
Yeah.
they, if you've seen my recent video today, I'm like all for that original cult idea and bringing
Yes.
that into this trilogy, which we'll talk about as the evening goes on. But
Yes.
like, imagine the killers of Scream 6 are revealed, and it's revealed that Stu was the puppet master. And what if he somehow gets away at the end of 6, and then that plays over into 7? I don't just want them to bring him back
Yeah.
for 15 minutes just to kill him off again. I want 7, reveal it in 6, and have 7 just let it play out and breathe a little bit, like, to let us, get ready for 7 and be like, hey, Stu was just, announced that he's alive and he's running this cult. And then 7 is the big showdown with everybody. Final chapter of the Radio Silence trilogy, and we end it off right in that way. And then if you want to, you kill him off at the end of 7, or he lives after that. Who knows? Yeah, look at that. Yep.
Yes.
Look at that.
When I see this picture, one word comes to mind is intensity.
Yeah.
Intensity. Passion. Yes.
Passion.
Oh, and this is the line that Carrie, I love to hear. It cracks me up when you put on there, get it up, because that's this. Remember, this is the get it up. When he was going to stab him, when he's getting ready for Billy to stab him. I was like, yes,
Hell, I say it to amp myself up.
that's right. I love that. That's great.
I think I'm dying here, man.
I think I'm dying here, man. But of course, we know he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, we got a super chat from Bearded. Thank you, Bearded, for the super chat. $5 super chat tonight. Yeah. First of the night. Remember, guys, hit a super chat. I guarantee we'll make sure and get to your comments. I'll see them. It flags me. All right, Bearded says they could have paid off a medical examiner to have Stu declared dead while sneaking him to somewhere that no one knows him. Absolutely. I mean, that's not at all out of this world or crazy to think about. If you have power and you have money, you could do, especially if you have any involvement in government corruption or officials, you can do that. And they could have actually absolutely said he was dead. They hold a funeral. It's not even him. It's closed casket. And so as far as everyone's concerned, Stu Macher's dead, and he's not. There you go. I mean, it's just that simple, I mean, honestly, we have a lot of other theories we're going to talk about, but that seems to me to be, isn't that just brilliantly simple? And like,
yeah, and I could even hear him saying, like, I guess that's the benefit of having a TV thrown on your face, a good excuse for a closed casket,
Yeah, yeah, like right. Well, and it stops anyone from asking questions. Mm-hmm. Some of the objections that I hear are people saying, "Hey, if Stu was alive, they would be talking about him. Why has no one talked about him in a sequel? Why has no one talked about him?" Well, if everyone thinks he's dead, then there's no reason to talk about him. I mean, that actually makes a lot of sense. My response to that also, though, is that if he's imprisoned, there's no need to talk about him either. If I'm sitting here and there's a tax happening and I'm looking for a suspect list, I'm not going to be looking for the guy who's locked up for life. I mean, I know he's away, right? He's put up. So there's no reason for me to talk about him because he's not here.
True.
So I think both of those work. So, I mean, I think that's really a really good idea. So that's a good one. That's a great one, Bearded.
Yeah.
let's see here. Campino. I spent the remainder of my cash joining Patreon. Oh, Campino. Well, thank you, brother, for to donate. Yeah, well, man, I thank you so much. That really does. That means a lot, guys. I really do. And I'm not gonna make this about me because I love doing this. And I'm just saying I really do work hard to try to bring you guys quality videos. I don't. I try to never do something frivolously. I try to really give you something that's worth your time. So it means a lot when you guys show me this kind of love and support. And speaking of that, Valerie just joined. Well, thank you, Valerie.
Valerie.
All right. Valerie stepping up to the plate and saying, I want to be a member too, not just a subscriber. Thank you, Valerie. I appreciate that.
I might be joining to be a member soon. Just wait, man.
Hey, man, we can do it right here while we're live. It's not a problem, man. We can make it happen.
Stu train.
Totally.
Stu train. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. I need to get to. Okay. Let's see. Bearded's got just hit me up with another super chat for $5. Thank you, Bearded. Bearded's in this chat. He says the end of Scream 6 will fade to black on a TV screen with news coverage of the recent attacks. The camera turns to reveal it's Stu with a smirk.
Hey, I'll be.
I don't know about the camera turn. What if it's just his silhouette, or maybe just his voice? Maybe it doesn't actually show him, but we hear his voice. Yes,
because he has such a distinguishable voice, right? Like you would know it right away when you hear him say something. That's a yes. I would love. I'll tell you what. If the movie ends, if 6 ends with us getting that reveal, and Jack, you kind of elaborated to it earlier, but if we wait to the last second, though, I'm talking 30 seconds of the movie, and we get the reveal that he's involved. Chill bumps, baby. I mean, can you imagine walking out of that theater and it's like, wait, don't stop now. Stu's back. I mean,
I'd be okay with that.
Yes, it would be so.
What
amazing.
a long wait it would be. It would be such a long 2 years waiting.
Oh gosh.
But it would be worth it.
Oh yeah.
It would. It would totally be worth it.
Yep.
All right. See, Gambino, can you please explain my theory while Stu's alive? All right, Gambino, I'm gonna have to look it up here in the chat. I'll go back and find it so we can talk about it for sure. All right. Let's see. Necessary distractions in the house. Hey, you're not late. You're right on time. We're here for 2 hours tonight. You got plenty of time. Yeah, welcome. Great to have you. Let's see here. Oh, Fate. Really, Fate? Really? Scream 15. Stu's 110 years old.
Better late than never.
That's right. That's exactly. Now, Jen brings up
with
a
the
question.
walker.
With the walker, exactly.
Jason
right.
X. Jason X.
Jason
Screaming
X,
Space,
baby.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Beat
gosh.
people with the walker. It's fine.
That's awesome. Now, Jen brings up a question here that I've been asked on my channel a few times, and it's a great one to talk about. So, a lot of times people will say this, well, if Stu's the mastermind, why is his nephew killed? And here's my response to that one, Jen, is that he didn't have him killed. It's kind of like, imagine having 2 wild lions that you're trying to tame. One's named Amber and one is Richie. And you're trying to control them. You're trying to keep them in bounds to what you want to get done. Well, you're only going to be able to control a wild lion to some degree for a little bit. Before they get out and give them some meat that they weren't supposed to get, they're going to kill an animal they weren't supposed to kill. And so I think that this is literally collateral damage. This is a psychopathic person who, you can't control them. You can, at best, you can manipulate and steer them, right? Like shepherding them, if you will. So my response to that is Stu did not have him killed. That was not planned. That was an accident. That was a collateral damage by these 2 wild lions in this movie, Amber and Richie.
They probably just wanted to impress Stu, but then realized that they were related.
Yeah, that could be too. Absolutely.
I'd say, man, killing Vince as early as they did was such a, for me, there's a lot of missed opportunities that were in this 5th film, but I would love to have seen more of him.
Kyle Gallner.
He's such a good actor. I feel like he could have really done such good things for that with that role.
Yes,
So.
I wanted to see more.
Isn't that crazy too? Because I
Damn
remember
that red right hand.
Oh yeah, I know. You knew it was done then.
Yep.
I mean, when we get this scene with Kyle Gallner, this was his big scene. I mean, And other than the one where he's in this car out there by the school, but this one here, he walks in, he confronts Chad, lives my girl and all of this. Well, then the very next scene, like literally when it cuts from here, we have him outside relieving himself on the wall, and the car engine turns on, right? Well, you guys remember, and I'm like, okay, because I originally predicted in the before the movie came out, my thoughts were originally that he will be a fake out, like he's one of the 3 attacks that's Dewey's talking about.
That's right, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, he'll be one of them. Tara's one of them, and I don't know. I can't remember. I had to go back to my videos who I predicted for the original. But anyway, so I was a little disappointed that he died so quickly too, because I would have loved to have seen so much more out of him, and now, especially knowing he's Stu's nephew, that could have been, man, you could have done some really cool things in the story. Oh, yeah. And talking about his uncle and stuff, or about what his mom's told him about his uncle, ways, and or he could have visited him. In his 20s, he could be visiting Stu at this point.
Yeah.
So
they rushed it for sure.
They rushed it, and I think it goes back to that 30 minutes that were cut. Radio silence was 2 hours and 27 minutes, and the studio says too long, so they have to cut it to 1 hour 54. I know.
We needed that. We needed
it. We did. And I hope some of those deleted scenes that are going to be on the DVD will have some more of him. I hope that scene, because we see Ghostface with the whole silhouette on the wall when he's out there and with the lights.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, we didn't get that.
It was beautiful.
I'm beautiful. Like, it was so good. I was really excited to see that scene, and it just never happened. But at least we got Red Right Hand, which I was like, good on you, Radio Silence. Finally. Yes. What's up, Pluto?
Hey, Pluto.
Hey, Pluto.
Now this is an interesting one. If Stu is alive, which characters from the past 4 movies do you think he would make sure be attacked or be killed? So this brings up another question. Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yes. This brings up a great question, though, because I was asked this week by someone who was on the channel, do I think that Stu was involved with any of the killings in 4 or any of the other movies as in the background, And I was like, I haven't really given a lot of thought to 4 because that was a trilogy that we didn't see happen, unfortunately, as we know. But it's not, I can't say it's impossible, but I think it makes, from what we've seen, I think I would say more likely to be this trilogy. What do you guys think, though? Do you guys think that he had any part in the other 3 sequels?
I don't think so. I think you should keep those movies, as is. But I do think that this new Radio Silence trilogy, they should go down the route of him, like we've been talking about, being the mastermind. I think the first 4, I guess 2, 3, and 4, just leave them as they are. That they were the only killers in that movie. But I mean, who knows what they'll do? But I think just keep it in this trilogy. At least that's what I think.
I think
Let them have their moments.
Yeah. So Carrie, you agree also? You think that Stu did his thing in 1, and he's been recuperating and planning, and now
except for Dewey.
Oh, Dewey, yes. Oh, okay, and
I'm sorry, but it would make me feel so much better learning if it was Stu that did that.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I know, I'm with you, and the last video I did on Stu, towards the end, I mentioned that I bring up that theory about Stu killing. Stu gets right. Stu killing Dewey in the hospital, and Jen Warner had mentioned it here on the channel, and I thought that's really makes a lot of sense, and he's killed like no one else is killed. All right, now I mean, everyone else is chop, 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 and that's what I call Amber's, or chop, 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 frenzied attacking, and so, but look how he's killed.
Squirrel.
The rabbits, yes, exactly. and I gotta tell you, I'm like, anytime I think of Amber for very long, I have to. Oh my gosh, there it is. No, that's just Amber.
One of you is the killer.
Yeah, the view's the killer. Yeah. Man,
It just
but I
looks
have
like
to.
somebody got her Starbucks order wrong.
Yes, I know it does, and
Yeah.
she looks that way for the whole movie, the entire movie. This is her disposition. I'm like,
I
come
know.
on. I'm like, I mean, do you never smile? Like, is there never like one moment of the day where there's 5 minutes of happiness somewhere? It's
She's
just
bringing
like this.
emo back.
I'm telling you, my gosh, oh man, that's
Cheer
it
up,
right there.
emo kid.
And Stephen, you said in one of the videos, Amber did. I see Fate said Amber said in Scream 5 she killed Dewey, but I mean, it could even
Yeah,
be possible that Stu said, "You guys have everybody else, but I will be the one to take out an original character." Whether it's Dewey in this one, who if they go down the route of taking out another one in the next one, he wants that title of taking out those beloved characters. It's like that sick fascination with him. So totally, man.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, and that's another thing too. I'm glad you brought that up. So why did Amber take credit if Stu killed her? Easy. Again,
Yes, easy.
these objections sound like they're trying to be roaring lions and like they're paper tigers. These are so
Yeah.
simple to respond to. So real simple answer is he told her to not reveal who he is yet. The plan is not, it's too soon. You can't show this. So he says, look, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get the satisfaction of killing him, and you're going to get the glory and the fame of telling people that you did. So you
There
get
you
the
go.
glory, I do the work. And when Stu shows up in that hospital, he is there to destroy Dewey. I mean, he literally, guys, listen. If you're in the live chat, and I know there's 53 of you here, listen to this very closely. He literally kills Dewey exactly the way Stu described how you gut someone in Scream '96 at the fountain scene. You
Oh,
you gut him from growing to sternum. He literally described what we saw when Amber, excuse me, when Amber
Man, that
picks.
cough
Now,
is going around.
it is spreading. It's going across the whole thing. Amber, okay, listen to this carefully, and hold on a second just to make this more effective. All right, listen to this. Amber literally picks up Dewey off of his feet with a knife in his stomach as she cuts all the way up his chest, up to his chest. Now, come on now. I'm just saying, come on now. Okay.
I'll take one of those tinfoil hats, Fate. You bring them on. You send them to me. I'll take one.
Yeah, I mean seriously. So yeah, so Stu did that, and what a way to kill Dewey. And why not say it's an honor? And no, that's somebody else. I think it may have been Fate. Somebody said, well, why would he say it's an honor? He's an OG too. Well, it's an honor because he finally got to finish what he started. It's an honor to get this done. I have been waiting for 25 years to finish what I started. I stabbed this joker in the back in my house. I thought he was dead on the front porch. He survived. Well, guess what? He's not today. And what does he do? He destroys Dewey, sadly. I love Dewey. But that's the reason why he said, I'm honored. It's an honor. It's an honor to finish this, what I started. So those are my responses to those things. I mean, it's real simple. So Amber could not say it was Dewey. I mean, it was Stu. Because
Stu
Stu
was
said,
probably the one
yeah.
that stabbed Dewey in the first Scream whenever he was walking out of the house and he stumbled. That was
right.
probably him.
Well, if
It
you think
didn't
about
kill
it,
him.
yeah, no, not at all. And exactly. And if you think about it, it almost had to be Stu because that was when Billy was upstairs in the bedroom, allegedly dead. And so Stu now was running around. And so I think that makes sense that was definitely Stu that stabbed him
Yeah.
in the back. Because whenever he opens the door and she's like, Dewey, or whatever, and he falls over and Ghostface appears right there. So, I'm thinking that was probably Stu. So he was definitely wanting to finish what he started, so many years ago. So those are just some of my thoughts on how we overcome those objections.
Yeah.
Now here's another question. Here's another thought. Bearded says, alternate theory. Stu wasn't involved in 5, but after Vince being killed, his sister pleads with him to come back for revenge. I mean,
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't thought of it
Yeah.
that one yet. That definitely could be the case. However, there's something about it. I just with the way that whole movie was structured, I really, man, I think Stu has had a part in this. You know, his house is in there, and they're like, well, how do you know his house is going to be in there? Well, it's real simple. My thought on that is, and I'll see what you guys think, Carrie and Jack, but my thought was he recruited Amber because she's in his house. And so either Stu recruited her on the murder site, Reddit site, whatever it is, or he recruited Richie first, and Richie then said, "Hey, I know who's living in your house, right? And because my girlfriend's sister knows her, and he recruits Amber, who's already off a rocker anyway. She's already having these tendencies. So I don't think it's the situation where he's like, how do you know, who would be living in his house? Well, I'm like, she was in love with the sister of the main character, so she would know. Is my thought.
Yeah.
So let's see here. We got another super chat here. I just saw the alert. Let me get to you. Let's see. What's up, JTR? J True. $5 super chat in the house. Thank you, Craven. You rock, and only an OG Stu can kill an OG Dewey. Yes. It's an honor.
Yes, JT.
Oh yeah.
Yes. J True comes speaking the truth. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's awesome, guys. Yeah, just remember, guys. Yeah, go ahead, Jack. Go ahead.
I just want to run this theory by you guys really quickly while we're all here, okay? And comment please what your thoughts are. But I made a whole video on this, so I'm not going to go in depth into it. But it's no big surprise if you're a fan of this series. You know that the original idea for Scream 3 was going to be Stu being the mastermind of this cult-like group of high schoolers and people that wanted to be serial killers. And I think, going into this new trilogy and going down a path of originality, like imagine in Scream 6, like we find out that there's like 4 or 5 killers running around. We're like, oh my God, we've never had this much action in a Scream movie before. And then it's revealed at the end of 6 that, Stu, just like Amber and Richie met on that Reddit site, he was the one to kind of bind everybody together, to recruit them to, basically so he can get the fame that he deserved and the recognition. Like even when Tara was on the phone and she's like, Billy Loomis was the killer, and Ghostface was like, hey, no, it was Billy Loomis and it was Stu Macher. So he finally gets the recognition. And then in Scream 7, it carries over that, everybody knows that Stu's involved in this. And then we get the big final showdown between Sydney, Gail, we got Kirby in there, Mark Kincaid, and the newer cast. And it's just this big finale on trying to stop Stu with his cult that he created. So think about it. Nice. I mean, think about how cool that would be, man. That's just, I think would be really cool.
I'd be down for it.
Yeah. Hey, why not?
I love it. I've loved that idea ever since Wes was going to do it in Scream 3, and he had to stop because of the Columbine tragedy and had to completely gut it out and do a new script with Aaron Kruger. But I love it, man. I think it's awesome. Could you imagine a Scream movie, to your point, where we have multiple Ghostface killers running around town? You don't know. I mean,
and maybe Stu is the only one that uses the original white mask, and we use some of the other variation Ghostface masks, like maybe to spice it up a bit. That would be pretty cool, like the Scarecrow one or something.
Could. Yeah, you could even have like a rankings in the cult. If you really want to go the cult, the top people in the cult have this kind of mask, and I don't know. I mean, you could go a lot of different ways about that.
Check out The Following. If you guys haven't seen it, check out The Following.
No, I've seen The Following. It is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So
Kevin Bacon. Ooh.
Woo!
So good.
So good. Yes, absolutely. And, I think this is a good time now where we got a nice group. We're got a nice group of folks here in the chat, and just want to do a quick shout out to say if you're new here to the channel, please hit that subscribe button while you're here. If you like horror content like this, we do it all the time here. I have guests like Carrie and Jack on for my live streams all the time, and do videos mostly every day. I try to hit them just about every day during the week. And for everyone that's here on the live stream, if you have not yet, please smash that thumbs up button on the video. It'll just take you 2 seconds, and it really helps out the video when it goes into replay mode. When our stream ends, it goes into replay, and then it will help other Scream fans and Stu fans find this video. And guys, we're Stu Nation, okay? This is the house for Stu Nation. I'm the conductor of the Stu train. You guys know that, and I have been for 25 years. And speaking of the Stu train, you know, tickets are available. Tickets are actually available for the Stu train. And Carrie, right here, Carrie Craves Cinema, which we're going to talk about her and Jack's channels and what they do later. But for now, Carrie did something that was incredible. And I believe it was on our last live stream, Carrie, where you offered to make a Stu train ticket for us. And I thought, what a great idea. So we have gone forward with that. And I am proud to share that right now, for the very first time, if you would like to buy a ticket to the Stu train, they are for sale right now for just a $5 super chat. And your $5 super chat right now to buy a ticket will get you this, baby, the Stu train ticket. And I will literally email this to you so that you can print it out, hang it on your wall, frame it, hang on to it.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Put it on a t-shirt, put it on your social media, your profile picture, your banner, whatever you want to use it for. But this is an official Stu ticket for the train. You got to do it. It's only $5 to get a ticket. And if you want one of those, just do a $5 super chat and then just put in there that you want a ticket. That's all you got to put. And then I will contact you and I can send it to your Instagram or your Twitter or your email, whichever you prefer. All right. So Stu train tickets are for sale. And Carrie was actually the first to buy the ticket last week. Remember that? Carrie, you bought your first one to buy an official ticket. So I will show this. You had to be the first. And then she said, you know what? Not only am I buying one, I'm making one so that we can get others in Stu Nation to get their tickets too. Woo. And so choo-choo, baby. The Stu Train tickets are available.
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my whole life. The most beautiful thing.
Gotta get it up.
All right, got to get it up, man. That's right. So Jack, we'll talk offline. You can get your ticket after the chat. You're a guest. Right. So. No. But anyway, I had to mention that right now.
I'll get one gold-plated for you.
Oh, there you go. Yes, this is the special gold-plated tickets. I love it.
Golden ticket. I love it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so Fate says, serious question. All righty. Okay. Let's see. You're not worried about Stu's character being ruined. Do you want me to say? Oh, no, not at all. In fact, this is something I'm going to talk about in a video because I think the fact that Stu has been hardened after 25 years, that he is turning into even a more diabolical person. Because remember, in Scream 1, he was this kind of lapdog for Billy. He was basically his little lapdog, for lack of a better phrase right now. But after 25 years, guess what? That changes a person. And I guarantee you, he says, I'm no longer going to be that lovable little lapdog. I'm still going to be Stu. I'm still going to crack jokes, but this time I'm cracking jokes with a plan. I'm coming at you with a mastermind plan, and my humor is going to take you off guard because you don't lose your sense of humor. You just get more chiseled over time. And so, no, Fate, I really believe that him being imprisoned for this long, or as Carrie said, maybe he's not in prison. Maybe or Carrie alluded to, could be, possibly be, I should say. Maybe he's been hidden away. Maybe we don't know. That's the beautiful things. We can write this story any way we want. But my point is this, whether he's been in prison or hidden, it's been 25 years in isolation. Yeah, that changes you. Of course it does, but not for the worse. To me, that just makes him even more savage, even more motivated to be more just diabolical. You know, I mean, just think of that Amber face a minute ago, times 10. Okay, that's what I'm talking about with Stu. But I could also still see him making jokes. Like, just because he's had all this isolation and he's been, he's been changed into this hard person, but that doesn't mean he's not still going to be Stu. It's just going to have a different tone. So, Jack and Carrie, I'm going to kick it over to you. But Fate, that's my response. In all honesty, I don't think it's a problem. I don't expect him. If he comes out and he's that 17-year-old kind of character again, I would be disappointed. I would say, no, that's not realistic. That's because you're going to be changed. But it doesn't mean that he's not still going to be, I'll say it, lovable. A lovable, diabolical guy. So, Carrie, what do you think? And then Jack, you follow up. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I think the same thing. I mean, he's not going to be the same, but he's also not going to be a teenage kid anymore. He's going to have pent up rage from being locked away, and he's going to probably want revenge on Sydney and the OG, and probably anybody who's in his path.
Well, now that and what do you think about knowing that Billy's has an offspring? How do you think what do you think that, I know I'm taking us to another rabbit trail, but how do you think he'll feel about Sam? Will he want to kill her, or will he want to recruit her, and knowing that she's kind of on the edge already between the dark side and the good side in her, as we saw with how she destroyed Richie? So what do you think about that, Carrie? Do you think that he...
See, I've thought about that. I thought about, would he be mad about her? Would he want to try to get her on his side? Would he want to be vengeful because she's related to Billy? It could go many ways.
It could. Good. Yeah. Jack, what are your thoughts on that, man? What do you think about what I mentioned earlier and Carrie's touched on about him being changed, but still a great character?
Absolutely. Well, that's the way you have to do it. We need to see an evolved Stu, whichever way it goes, because this is the thing, and I've said it many other times, and I will say it many more times. When you go back and you start retconning things from that original 96 movie, because that is royalty. You will never top that movie. That is the OG.
Yep, agreed.
It started it all. So if you go back and you forever change the viewing experience of Scream 96 by making him alive, it has to be a hell of a good way to do it. I mean, it has to be believable. He can't just come out like no time has passed and he's that same Stu. I saw Jordan wrote in the comments, he'd be more saddened and, like you said, hardened, and all of that would fuel him to bring on that full rage in this movie. That they have to do it with respect, and they have to understand. They have to go in the character's head and be like, if I was Stu and I saw all these people trying to get famous and recreate the original murders and stuff like that, it's time for me to get recognition. How would I feel, So,
Yes.
Totally.
I mean, think about that. It would make him bitter. It would make him angry. But you know what? I think he would take such pleasure in killing. Because remember in the first movie, he was killing because he liked it. It was fun. He didn't have a motive. Billy had the motive, not Stu. But
and Stu didn't even
Stu
know
was
Billy's
shocked.
motive.
Yeah, Stu was
He
shocked.
didn't even know.
His eyes, he was like,
this is
Oh, wait.
what?
yeah,
This is crazy. Yeah.
yeah.
That's so true, Carrie. You're right. And I mean,
I have his face on here.
Somewhere.
no. Find the face.
Dang it! Where did he go? Okay,
You
Hey,
could tell just from his look. I mean, he was
he's somewhere
not ready
on there,
for
but it's that
Yeah.
exact same look.
It
Oh,
is.
wow.
It's that shocked look. And
Yeah.
and so, but see, here's the thing that's difference is now he has a motive. Now the motive's personal for him to finish what he started and not be under Billy's, because everyone's talking about Billy. Even the beginning with Tara, I thought it was epic. Whenever he trips, yes, the implication was there. And what does Stu do? Because I believe Stu was on the phone. I think Stu was talking to Tara.
Yeah.
And so I think that, Richie or Amber, whoever, take your pick, probably Amber, was there doing the killing. But I think or the attacking. But I believe Stu was on the phone. And how does he trips Tara up in the trivia? Who was the killer in Stab 1 or whatever? And she says, Billy Loomis, I effing got you or whatever. And he's like, wrong answer, as Imagine Jackson does. And Stu Macher was also the original killers. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
oh, we're getting Stu love here. Hey guys, let's let you guys know my lights are just flickering a little bit. So if
Uh-oh.
this live stream goes down,
Yeah.
I will do my very best to get us all back. So everyone in the live chat, if this goes offline, don't leave. If you can stay, come back. I will.
Wait, is
do
it
my
Billy
best.
Loomis's hallucination?
Yeah.
Dude, oh man,
Dude,
let me tell you.
talking about Billy, when I saw Billy in Sam's projection of him, like at first when they did the Stu Macher thing, I was like, okay, maybe they will go down this route. But as soon as I saw Billy,
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, like they might actually do this. And then they didn't wind up doing it, you know.
Right.
But as soon as I saw they brought back Skeet Ulrich, I was like, whoa, I mean, this might actually happen. So funny.
Oh, it was incredible.
Yeah.
So just some acknowledgments here have been ever since we talked about the where's it at? The Stew Train. I've been getting some notifications here. So let me catch up, and then we're going to continue. First of all, I want to acknowledge J True is now a member of the channel. Thank you very much for becoming a member of Craven Something Scary. I appreciate that. And let's take a look here. And you'll notice when you become a member, your name turns green in the chat. So well done. Alrighty, we've got a $10 super chat from
Wow.
Drewby Dronkowski. Well, thank you very much, Drewby. Appreciate it. Appreciate your support so much. That's awesome. Big help to the channel. And Lee the Nerd, one of my members, has just popped in with a $5 super chat to buy their ticket to the Stew Train. Is ready to leave the station. Yes, it is. So, Lee, I know I've got you on Instagram, so I will send you a ticket after the live stream tonight. Thank you. Remember, guys, for a $5 super chat, you will get your Stew Train ticket, and I will send it to you. Bearded says, I'm all aboard. Let's go. One ticket to the Stew Train, baby. Yes. Fantastic, Bearded. You got it, man. I will reach out to you if I don't have you on Instagram. Or I'll tell you what, if you have Instagram, just so that I have it in front of me, shoot me a message right now, if you guys don't mind. And just hit me up with a message. Say, hey, here I am, and I'll send you back your ticket. Thank you so much, Bearded. Appreciate you. And David Screws, the one and only David, says, I want one, Craven. Please, you got it, David. $5 super chat. Bought yourself a ticket to that Stew Train. You got it, brother. David, I will hook you up, man. Thank you so much. All right, I think I wanted to make sure I got caught up with everybody. That's about... Oh, nope, hold on. Jen says, hold up. I want to get on that train. You got it, Jen. Woo-hoo. Let's go.
I love Jen.
Love you, Jen.
Yeah, Jen's awesome.
Jen is the bomb. All right, Jen, I will get you your ticket tonight. I know where to send it. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate your support. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Okay. All right. Very good. All right. I'm all caught up on Super Chats for now. We got a whole hour to go, so feel free, guys. Get your tickets. Let's keep it going. All righty. So, let's see here. Jordan says he won't be hardened, though. I feel he'll be broken. See,
Yep.
let me tell you, I'm not saying, look, we don't know, right? We're not, obviously, we'll have to wait and see. However, I will tell you something about brokenness, and I won't get into it all now, but part of my life is being a counselor, right? I'm a degreed counselor. And so, I understand a lot of these issues that we deal with psychologically to some degree. And I will say this about it. Some people it will break, others it will harden. And it really depends on the individual. So one event happens in your life, that one person could be destroyed and broken over that. It happens to another person and it turns them bitter, angry, and it gets them more motivated for something that probably is not healthy at all, because those kind of emotions don't produce much healthy things. So I'm saying this. The reason I think that this is what would happen is if you're writing, because remember, he's a fictional character, okay? So you can write him however you want. So if I was writing Stu Macher, I would write him in that category of this is now, all of this stuff happened. Now he is going to come out. He's going to rise out of it, but not in a way that's healthy. Okay,
A
he's
phoenix.
kind of like you overcome it, and you're
Yep.
victorious. That's what you. No, no, no. Stu says victory for Stu is destroying everyone. That's savagery. That's his end game. So I hear you, and I don't disagree with you, but I also say not necessarily. All
Yeah.
right. Let's see. Okay, Bearded says, what if he makes the big break from Nightmare on Elm Street? Oh, oh gosh. I mean, never say never.
It's still, you still got to keep the humor.
Well, that's the thing. You'll still have the humor. Stu and Sam. Oh, could you imagine, guys?
Whoa. Whoa.
I wouldn't
Could
be
you
mad at it.
What's that?
Woo!
What's that, Carrie? What'd you say?
I wouldn't be mad at it.
I wouldn't either. I mean, think about this. What could you imagine? Billy, I mean, no, not Billy, because Billy's dead, but I'm saying Loomis, Billy's daughter, teaming up with his former partner. So you got Loomis and Macher together again, killing.
Wow.
Except what happens this time? Macher's in control. Stu's calling the shots, not Billy. Sam's his lapdog to get stuff done.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Turn the tape, twist the
That
tables
I would
around.
like to see.
Because then you
Yeah.
get some fan service there with the two of them being on screen together again. That would be a pretty cool little tease there for us. So totally.
Yes, definitely. Destin's in the house. Destination Station. Hey, Destin. He's been on the show before. I'd like to see Stu just have little quirks out of nowhere. Yeah, exactly. Right. Why not? I mean, just little things that show you he's completely off his rocker, but he's just as savage as ever. Stu is legally blind. Oh, Jordan. No, come on now.
Maybe in
it's
one eye. Maybe
Yeah,
in
right? You only
Yeah.
need one eye. Exactly. The funny thing is, there's one of my subscribers has reached out to me who apparently either works in, it's been a while since I've read it, but they sent me the very detailed message about how they work in an environment with these older televisions and things. And this person is so, and I'm sorry, I don't remember your name right now. I apologize. I don't have it in front of me, but I will, you know who you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about. They sent me this message that says basically they're so like on the train quote of Stu being back that they tested this, like what happens if you drop a TV, and he's got these older TV, and they actually started dropping them, and he said, look, everything that he did, it was very detailed message. I mean, I'm paraphrasing this like to nothing. But basically, the end result of the test was that the TV would not have smashed open on his head. It would have hit his head and rolled off. So like after it, so like we see it hitting and sparking,
Yeah.
but he's saying that would not have penetrated through his skull was the point. Like it would hit his head. Don't get me wrong, he's got a concussion. All right, there's no doubt. But those sparks and stuff, that doesn't mean his head went through the glass. It just means that the TV is shorting out and falling down. Who knows? But it was interesting. Yeah, it was very interesting. I've even thought about doing a video to talk about that theory a little bit. But
Yeah, that's fascinating.
I mean, the glass could have broke around him rather than. I mean, he'll have cuts, but
right.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and it could have shattered even. It could have shattered to some degree, and not mean his whole head's in there. So just because we see sparks, hey, he's coming for me. All right, let's go. Let's go. So I'll open the door for him. Come on in. But of course, I'll have a 357 Magnum waiting for him just in case. But no. But I mean, if it smashed the glass and we see these sparks, it doesn't mean his head was in the sparks. You see what I'm saying? That was the point. It's like you're saying, Carrie, it could have broken it, could have even shattered it. Maybe he has some cuts, but it doesn't mean that his head went in the middle of all of this electricity stuff going off. And so, yeah, I don't think that's as big of a deal as people try to make it out.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I'm officially a member, Craven. Yay! All right, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. Let's see. Yeah, Valerie, you make a good point. If radio silence stays true to what they've said would do to honor all that Wes Craven, it's a big possibility we'll see Stu back. I think so.
I
really
agree,
do.
Valerie.
Yeah.
I don't think Wes wanted Stu gone just yet.
I don't either. I mean, and someone asked, and I've heard it objected as well, saying, "Well, how come Stu didn't come back in 4 if that was the if that was the deal?" And I was going to, and my response to that is simply this: have you guys ever opened up a book and you read the first quarter of the book, let's say, or 1/3 of the book, and you stop reading the book and you say, "Oh, that book was horrible. You know, they didn't bring this character back. I was looking forward to seeing this whole time."
Mhm.
Well, hold on a minute. You've only read 1/3 of the book. You gotta see the next third and the final third to know what the story is.
Yeah.
So we don't know just because just because Stu wasn't in 4, it does not necessarily mean he wouldn't have been in 5 or 6. We don't know. We don't know the story. So we have to be careful when we start trying to make full statements regarding one movie that was supposed to be 1/3 of a trilogy, because they had other storylines involved with it. You see what I mean? So
Absolutely.
just like with Scream 4, we know that the other ending that Wes had filmed was going to be Jill not at the hospital but at the house, and it was going to end without knowing if she was dead or alive. Remember that? So they didn't use that ending. Wes went with the ending we got, which I'm fine with. Since they didn't finish the trilogy, I'm kind of glad,
Yeah, imagine.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, having this huge cliffhanger of not knowing if Jill's alive. Well, I guess we'd be talking right now, is Jill coming back?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now,
No, she can stay.
you want to talk about electrocuted? Before we start talking about Stu,
Oh yeah.
Jill's electrocuted. Okay, paddles to the temples, man. Come on.
I'll never forget being in the theater as a kid and seeing that. I was shocked. I was like, "What the heck?" It was awesome, man.
One word for you: clear.
Clear.
I love it. Gail says it first, and Jill's like, "Clear," and Sydney's like, and she's like, "Clear," and Sydney says, "Clear." Bam! Yes. Let's see. We got another super chat in the house from Bearded once again. Thank you, Bearded, for the super chats tonight. Also, it's never mentioned that right before the TV fell, he had both his hands up, so it would have lessened the blow to his head. Very good. You know what? I will give you a round of applause for observation of the night from Scream 96. Very well done, Bearded. Thank you. That's right. And let's face it, man. What TV, what kind of a television is going to put that man down? Let's go. It's just not going to happen. This is a TV? Come on now. Let's go. Get that Stu Train ticket. Let's go, man. Load up. Let's
Too
load
much
up.
energy. Too much energy to just let
yeah.
a TV take him.
Oh yeah, And remember, he always had a thing for Sid. Oh.
Oh yeah.
You think he hasn't? You think it's not still on his mind?
Oh yeah.
I mean, Sydney's. I'm just saying, Sydney's still around. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Sydney is there.
And as beautiful as ever.
Yes. Now
She
here's
always
this.
looks amazing.
Stephanie says she does. Stephanie says Stu was in 4 outside the barn. Hey, that could have been. Maybe Stu was in the barn at Stabathon. Maybe he was,
Lurking.
blending in, for lack of a better word. Oh, Fate. I love Fate. What you got for us now, Fate? So why they changed the script with 3? If they truly want us to be back, why they Well, this is real simple, Fate, and we've talked about it, man. The script was dumped, and Wes said it. I've heard Wes say it with his own words, that they changed it because of Columbine. Matthew Lillard even, if you go to any of his Q&As on YouTube from his panels, you'll see him talking about it. And he's like, Columbine happened. Wes confirmed. So they had to dump the script, which also is the reason why Kevin Williamson could not rewrite the script for 3, because he had other commitments, because he just finished writing the script. And it was greenlit from the Weinsteins. It had to be a miracle. They actually greenlit a script without pushing back on it. And they greenlit it. They were going to go to film. They were 3 weeks out from filming. That's how close it was to this movie getting made. And then the Columbine tragedy happens, and they're like, everything's nixed. So they had to stop making it about teenagers killing in high school now. We got to change the setting completely. We're going to go to California. It's going to be adult actors. See, it's not going to be kids killing. You notice there's no teenagers killing in 3.
Yep.
These are adults. So that was all because of that whole situation. So they had to change the script, but Kevin Williamson said, "Man, I can't. I got him out. I got like 2 other movies and a TV series he's working on." So Wes Craven and Aaron Kruger then came in to write their own script for Scream 3 without using, the whole high school Woodsboro scene. So they completely changed everything. So, Stu in Hollywood, I don't know, man. That's a little bit, as much as I love Stu, I mean, Stu in Hollywood doesn't make any sense. I mean, the whole point of 3 was to reveal the connection to Roman. Is to complete the trilogy of Sidney's family. So, I don't know. Now, they could have still, I don't know. I'm just saying, yeah, maybe they could have found a way, maybe. But at the end of the day, Kevin Williamson couldn't write it. So they brought in Aaron Kruger, and Wes even said that it was literally him and Aaron writing the script as they were filming the movie. Like, actors would come in to shoot, and they were finishing the script writing. They were handing them, saying, "Here's your script. We're filming in like an hour or in 30 minutes." So that's what they had to do. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. And then you guys can chime in a second. I just wanted to mention that up front. If they truly wanted back, they would have back. Well, I think he was coming back. We just didn't see it. That was it. That movie there, hey, can you imagine? You're getting ready to film this storyline, and you're getting ready to shoot in 3 weeks, and then all this stuff happens. So... And also, there's probably some contractual stuff. I mean, you ever thought about that? Kevin Williamson wrote this Scream 3 script. In fact, this may be the best answer to your question. He wrote this Scream 3 script under contract. Well, Kevin Williamson is not. They're not going to use his movie anymore. He's out. And so if it could get real dicey legally, and you know how the Weinsteins were. Remember, these guys were terrible. Terrible executives, man, and fought tooth and nail. If there's any chance for legal repercussions, they're not going to touch it. So there could have been a legal reason why this happened. Yeah. And like, you know what? We got to just break clean from Stu for this movie. Let's get Kevin Williamson back in the future, which they did in 4, and we'll do it. Maybe we can do it then, and who knows? That could have been the plan. So. You guys have any more? What would you guys like to add? I've talked long enough. I'm going to give my voice a break.
Destination Station says in the comments, how crazy would it be if Stu and Angelina showed up as a killer couple at the end?
I love it.
It would tie some stuff together.
Yeah,
it sure would. In fact, this is a good time to tease this right now. It's a little early, but... Next Thursday, I know, over a week away, on the 24th, and believe me, I'll be talking about it much more as we get closer. But for you guys in the live chat, next Thursday the 24th at 8 p.m. Central to 9:30, or maybe 10, we'll see how it goes. Jack is going to join me along with Knight from the Night Watch Zone, part of the Lethal Collective, and we're going to do an entire stream, much like this, committed to only talk about Scream 3, baby. Scream 3 and it is going to be a blast. And yes, Angelina will get the proper recognition. Oh, there you go, Jack. I love it. The Blu-ray is out.
Oh yeah, Blu-ray's out.
Yes, that's right. And we are going to give the proper credit to Angelina for being the second killer in Scream 3 when she was absolutely the third killer. I will never, ever be convinced otherwise. It is so obvious. And if you watch the movie looking for that, it jumps off the screen. It's so clear. So we're going to anyway, we'll get into that. This is a Stu thing, but I had to mention it since Scream 3 came up. So.
Super pumped, man. Super pumped.
Super pumped.
Yes,
so
I'll be there.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be fantastic. All right. Let me see. I see I got Jimmy. Got a super chat from Jimmy in the house for a $5 super chat. Jimmy says, definitely need one of those Stew Train tickets, my man. You got it. You got it, Jimmy. Do me a favor. If you have Instagram or Twitter, shoot me just a quick message. And if not, I'll find you because the super chat is stored where I can locate it. So I will hunt you up if I don't hear from you. But you got a ticket, brother. Don't forget, guys, $5 right now, Super Chat will get you a Stu Train ticket created by Carrie Crave Cinema, who's right here with us. Super talented and just an incredible person. So I can't wait to talk about y'all's channel as we get towards the end later. But anyway, back.
That'll be my new wallpaper. Carrie.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
I can make a special one for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Apparently, Fady been like set too. Apparently.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Hey, Carrie, I have an assignment for you.
Okay.
Make a T-shirt of Angela for Stu, or a hat, or a sticker, or something with the Angela picture. That would be amazing. Some kind of a
See what I can do.
See what you can do.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So there's so many ways this can go. Hey, Jaguar. Yeah, mine too. Stu lives forever in my heart, and he lives forever in real life, baby, because we know he's coming back. It's going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. All right. Now, Destin, really? Come on now. Really? I want to
Come on,
see this dog. Oh, my gosh.
I love
You guys are too much, man. I love it. But I love you guys.
The
You know I love
Checkers
you guys.
cameo. We need one.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Jaguar's in the chat with a $10 super chat.
Oh,
What's
wow.
up, Jaguar? Thank you so much, Jaguar. Jaguar says, thank you for keeping Stu alive. No matter what they do with the next movie, I won't stop believing. That's right. Never, ever let the naysayers, fate decided, never let the naysayers ever convince you otherwise of your convictions. You go with it. I know he's coming back. I know he's alive. And it's going to happen. So good on you, Jaguar. You hold that faith. Keep it burning. And you got a Stu ticket coming.
Jaguar,
Absolutely got a Stu coming.
I was the biggest non-believer for the longest time, and it wasn't until just recently that I jumped on this train. So I was there saying no, don't do it until recently. So I mean, hey, anybody can change their mind, right?
Absolutely. It's never too late. And you know what? I believe that by the time Scream 6 comes out, Fate Decided will ask for his ticket. And I think the day will come.
Where's that picture when you need it?
I know, right? I know. Seriously. But yes. Let's see. What is this? Craven fears fate in his Stu lives. What? Fears fate? Oh, no. Come on now. No way, bro. Come on now. Let's get with the program. Okay.
Yeah, Wayne's like Stu's gonna come back with a TV stuck on his head.
I love this one from the Mutant Collective.
Don't stoop believing.
Don't stoop believing. See, if I wouldn't get slammed with a copyright claim, I'd be throwing on "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey right now.
Oh yeah.
It would be playing right now. I guarantee it. This is great. All right, so we have Stu. So here I'm going to throw out an idea. So what I thought was my case for Stu, I did back in December, I think, was every time I see this, I hear Tatum. Bam! I just remember Tatum saying that and hitting the stuffed animal.
Super bitch.
Super bitch, yeah. Oh, all right. So yeah, what I thought about was kind of what we kind of already touched on it really, but I'll just reiterate. My thoughts were that here we go. You know, this is another objection I hear a lot about and I think we may have mentioned earlier, but it bears worth repeating, is if he was alive, if Stu was alive, why wasn't it ever reported in the news? Now, we answered this earlier with an incredible answer, and I think it's my favorite one, is that they thought he was dead, that they didn't know he was alive, which Carrie, I think you mentioned that earlier. It was really a great idea. It was a great way to do it. My thought was, you know, they did know he was alive. They didn't think he was dead. It's just that 2 years had gone on because there's a 2-year gap between Scream and Scream 2. So, you know, the news comes out. Remember, this is a small town in California. there's going to be a murder. Yeah, it'll get reported. It'll probably get nationwide news for a week, for a few days, and even a month. I'll be generous, even a month, and then that's it. It's old news. They're not going to be talking about this guy in 2 years later in the news. Lee the Nerd says, I'm out. Need to get my beauty sleep. Well, thank you so much again for everything. Your super chats tonight. Appreciate you. And thanks for being a member. You're my OG member on the channel. So appreciate that.
Good night, Lee.
We'll catch you next time. But yeah, I'm like, it's not really a problem. I just don't see that as an issue, right? The news wouldn't be. I just don't see any way. Now, if this was a Joseph, what's his name, the mass murder in the 70s, oh my gosh, Jonestown, the whole, anyway, mass murder cult dude who took all these people out and they all died, like 400 people all died. They drank the Kool-Aid. That's how we get the phrase "drink the Kool-Aid."
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so
I
those
forget
people.
what his name is.
Yeah, I know, and I know it. It's just I can't remember anyway.
His face is in my head.
Me too.
Unfortunately.
You love his videos, Jack? Really? We gotta talk about that, bro. That's
man.
No, I do too. I'm just kidding.
Dude, he's just like you, man. He's one of the people that like really hyped me up for this new Scream since the beginning, man. So thank you,
yeah.
You inspired me to start making videos too. So thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Jim Jones, that's the name. Thank you guys. Jim Jones. Yeah. Jim Jones. Yeah, I love Fate. Guys. Oh, hey, listen, Fate and I poke around at each other with Stu. We have fun with it, but you guys know we're just having a good time. We're friends. This is what we do, and it's a fun little poking at each other, but it's all in fun. It's not serious, and we're in the Lethal Collective together. I mean, we're good friends. We talk offline. We text. Everything else. So. Anyway, I always want to mention that just so everyone knows that if some people come in and out of the chat here who aren't familiar with the channel, and I don't want you to think it's anything serious. We're real good friends, so I love it. I go on his live chats all the time, and he'll come over in line. It's good stuff. So we love you too, Fate. We do, brother. You're family. Okay, all right. So Carrie says, Carrie, you should just say it out loud. I love it. Fate and I are both Angela. Oh no.
Unveiled.
I don't know. Fate. It's all in good fun. Stu is dead though. No way, dude. Bro, let me tell you something, man. This one is for you. You don't kill that. That is unkillable. It is immune to televisions. It's immune to 3 or 4 stab wounds. It is unstoppable. And it's just as unstoppable as a locomotive train coming down the tracks. You just can't stop it. All you can do is be run over by it.
Steven's the conductor. Steven's the conductor. I'm ordering the food, and I'm in charge of entertainment on the train. And Carrie, you'll find some role there in there too. I love it.
Carrie's very creative. She sends me little things like I just love. I'm like, I never know what I'm going to get. And so, Carrie, you have got an important role. You've got to be some type of a some kind of a creative director of something. I don't know what it would be.
Like the cruise director, the cruise director on a cruise. Yeah, that'd be you, Carrie. I'll just be the music entertainment.
I'm okay with that.
You okay with that? Like maybe
I'm okay with that.
It's such good. I mean, she designed the ticket. Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's great.
It's so great. And you notice at the bottom of the ticket, I didn't mention this earlier, at the bottom of the ticket, when I send this to everyone who buys a ticket tonight on Super Chat for $5, you will get her website here included. So when you print it out, or if you decide just to keep it as an image on your computer or your phone, you'll be able to go check out her website, which we will get to. We're going to get to that. But it's awesomely well done. I was so impressed. Oh, you're welcome. I was incredibly impressed. But anyway, let's get back to Stu here now, right? We still got about 30 to 40 minutes, let's just say, right in there. And so, again, guys, if you have theories you want us to talk about, this is the time to do it. Super Chats will put you to the front of the line. Or become a member of the channel. I'll get you right. I get alerted there also. All right. Now, Sam says, Craven, let's be realistic. You're saying he can't die, but if someone puts a bullet in his head, okay, oh yeah, hands down. If the only way he dies is the only way anyone in Scream really dies almost, is double tap him. They double tap Mickey, they hit Mrs. Loomis, Billy, the list goes on, right? Roman. I mean, you double tap, okay? So Yeah, I mean, yeah. So basically, Sam, he absolutely can die in that. I'll give you that. That's probably the only way. I mean, Jack, Carrie, what do you say?
I agree. Hey, I totally agree. That's like, it can't really recover from that, right?
No, you can't.
Unfortunately, it's you really can't. And I love Mutant Collective. Dewey survives 9 stabs. Kel gets shot in the ribs, and Sidney Hammerstein was saying like nothing happened. Exactly.
Unless Stu has a metal plate in his head, who knows? Who knows, right?
Yeah, that's so
Maybe he
true.
did from the TV wounds.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so good. Fate's trying to convince, or you're. I know. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, Fate's going to come around. He'll come around. You'll see. Okay. So, how do you guys feel about this? Do you want to see Stu back as a killer in costume, as the mastermind behind all of the killings, or do you want to see him be both?
I want
Jack.
both.
Oh, go, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. You go.
Sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead, Carrie.
I want both. I want him to be the mastermind, but I also want to see that ghost face unveil. I gotta see it.
Yes.
I mean that yeah, I that
The
Stu,
goosebumps of just seeing him
Whoa,
pull it
yeah.
off. Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
because the way he
Yes.
was revealed in the original was Sydney was just running around the corner. She bumps into him, and it's like, "Hello, Sydney." I think like what a cool way to just bring him back with that iconic pull off the head. I would like to see it in that way at least.
Yeah. Isn't it something just to have that last second just hoping and waiting for that mask to come off. It's like, oh, you're just like, come
Scooby Doo
on.
moment.
Yes, the Scooby Doo moment, which is like after the first movie, because Stu was revealed in the first one in the hall in the doorway with Sydney turns to go into the kitchen and he's got the voice changer. So we didn't get that. But in the second, in 2, 3, and 4, Wes gave us one of them in the costume revealed and the other was not. And so like Angelina, we didn't get the reveal for Angelina in 3, but we got Roman with the mask. And then in 2, we got Mickey with the mask reveal.
Mm-hmm. My favorite.
Which is so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Don't you know history repeats itself?
So good.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 4, we get
had Jill.
We get Jill take the mask off, which was a shocking moment for me.
Oh yeah.
Never saw that coming. So I missed it in 5. I was really hoping we were going to get one of the 2 killers, because I figured it'd be 2. One of the 2 with the mask removal. And they didn't do it. Amber took the mask off later, but that was after she already revealed. So it didn't matter.
We already knew.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what my favorite Stu scene ever
Of course.
is when they're in the video store and Randy and him are talking about who the suspects are, that iconic scene. And then when he turns around and Billy grabs Randy and says, "How do we know you're not the killer?" And then Stu comes up and he puts his hands on Randy's shoulders and like tickles his ear a little bit. And he's like, "And what would be your motive?" And the way he says that, it sounds like I'm like shocked the first time I watched it that I wasn't like, that's the killer, because the way he says it is exactly how the killer would say it on the phone. It was awesome. It's awesome. So
it was great.
that's it. Yep, that's it for me.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Oh man, just so good. And then
Am I the only one that still says everybody's a suspect?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, epic. So
I mean,
good.
come on.
It's so good, man. There's so many lines that are quotable.
Oh yeah.
From that first movie. There's
It's the
tons
millennium.
It's the millennium.
of them. Motives are consequential. Yeah.
You don't need a motive.
I love it.
Let's see. Polar says they could take the angle that Stu's survival on the download, the DL, right?
Yep.
As part of a rehabilitation program for teen killers. These programs do exist. The twist could be that Dewey knew and by law couldn't say. Yeah, interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, not too bad.
I love creative theories like that. That's what the beautiful part about having conversations like this. It's just hearing everybody's theory. I love it.
100%. And that's why I love doing these live streams. I've come to love these things. I look forward to these every week. I try to
Oh,
do at least one a week, and I'm just so I love these because the engagement, the ideas, the sharing of ideas, and the bouncing off of one another. That's why I love having guests, like having you guys on, because we can sit here and just kick ideas around to one another and in real time, and then interact with the chat, and it's just so much fun, so much
yeah.
fun.
I almost think it's more fun than actually like getting to see the movie is the theorizing prior to it. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It really is. So
It is, and I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I really haven't done hardly any breakdown videos for 5 yet. I've done like
yeah.
one or two, and we got the announcement for 6, and I'm like, oh my gosh! Now I got theory videos.
Yeah.
I got I'm thinking about. I mean, I didn't even talked about 5. It's already like almost kicked out to the curb,
Yeah.
and so once it comes on Paramount Plus in 2 weeks, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm going to be watching the movie twice a day for 7 consecutive days. And I'm going to video, I think I'm going to do a video each day, like a vlog
Ooh.
of like, has my opinion changed on anything? Or do I see things differently now or scenes differently? And I don't
Have
know.
you noticed anything you haven't seen before?
Exactly. Like, what did I pick up new this time? It's the 10th viewing, and I picked this up for the first time or something, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think if I do 14, I watch it 14 times in 7 days, and then I want to be ready to then start doing breakdown videos. That's why I haven't done many. I've done a couple from memory, but I said I want to get this thing into my DNA to the point like like the first 4, where I could sit here and read the script, tell you the script off the top of my head. I want it to be that way for 5. So, but again, that's also going to help me get more theories for 6
Yeah.
because having that ingrained into me, Stu, bro, you just don't know when to quit, man. We had a nice little kind of like, we're all doing this for fun moment, and now you're gonna go up and dig up bones and resurface them. Oh, no,
I love
it's
it.
funny. Oh gosh. Well, let's say that we can definitely say this, Fate. He's definitely dead in your mind.
Go.
We can say that. That's about it.
The fate was decided only for him.
Yes, that's right.
You can choose your own ending. If you don't like what 6 or 7 does, 5 could be the perfect ending for you, right? If you don't agree with what they do, you can always do that.
That's right. You know what, Bearded? I'm glad you brought this up. Carrie and I were talking about this before we went live. I committed the cardinal sin of live streaming. I start to make a point and stop to take a drink.
Oh.
So I wanted to tell you this is true. Now, here's the thing about this. I know it's out there. It is out there. However, I want us to be real careful, guys, because remember this: if someone I'm just saying someone, not saying anyone here, but if someone were to download the movie and say, "Oh, cool, I don't have to buy it now," that's not cool. In fact, that's really, really bad, because what that's doing is it's stealing from the studio that gave us Scream after 10, 11 years of waiting. We've been waiting since 2011, and we finally got our movie back, our franchise back again. And the last thing we want to do is steal from the hand that fed us. Okay? So I'm not going to get all preachy with you on this. If everyone's here, if you're an adult, you make your own decisions. But I'm just going to tell you that, yeah, it's out there. Sure, I'm sure you can go find it. But the point is, don't. If you do go and watch it online, if you make that decision, don't let that stop you from buying the video. Go pre-order the Blu-ray, pre-order the live stream or whatever. I mean the streaming on Paramount Plus. Don't let that. Don't do that. It's just not cool. It's just not cool. Any more than if you had created something awesome and you made this thing, you brought this thing back, and then the very people that say, we're so happy you made this for us, they're just going to go in your back pocket and take your money out from your wallet, right? So that's all I'm going to say on it. Carrie and Jack, do you have anything you want to add? That's all I want to say.
No, I mean, so with my fan films that I made, I had to get permission to use Marco Beltrami's score for those movies. I had to. I cannot make money. And I was on the Woodsboro fan club on Facebook, and I saw somebody was selling Blu-rays of my Slash movies, along with Josh, who does the Stab movies, along with his new Stab movie. And I was pissed. I mean, that is not okay under any circumstance. So
Right.
for 2 weeks, we were trying to hunt down who this guy was that was selling the stuff. I mean,
Wow.
if you get permission, it's one thing, but I mean, it's not right. It's not right. So just don't do it. I mean, what, it comes out in April. You got a month and a half, you know?
It comes out in
March,
2 weeks.
yeah. That's right.
2
On
weeks.
digital. Yeah, digital.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. So just wait the 2 weeks. I mean, it's be respectful to these people.
Right.
It's just not right under any circumstance. So
Because they worked hard on this, and why would you want to steal from something that you respect and love?
Yep. Exactly.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Just
Be
wait.
patient.
2 weeks, you can pay for it if you're on streaming on Paramount Plus, or you can, Jack, as you said, it's like April, summertime April, the Blu-ray comes out. So, I mean, it's not that far away. I mean, so anyway, that's all. I'm glad you guys chimed in on that. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's see here. Woodsboro's finest in the house. I do love to see Stu redeem himself in a much darker presence than the original. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Stu and hope they come with their own OG story. Well, I mean, and that's fine. I mean, I respect that. I mean, certainly, I know not everyone's going to be a Stu fan, but at the same time, as long as Sidney Prescott is involved in this movie, and as long as there is now a hallucination of Billy Loomis and his daughter, then there's still a connection to the OG. The OG is they're in there. I mean, they're connected. The only way you get away from any of these universe of this stuff from happening is that Sidney can never come back, Gail can never come back, and you can also forget about Kirby, and you can't bring, and then Sam, what are you going to do with Sam? Because she's a Loomis. She's half Loomis. So the Radio Silence has kind of made their bed to be in this with the OG because they made her a Loomis now. And we've got Billy Loomis. We got hallucination of Billy everywhere in this movie. And so I think
what a great way, man. Yeah, what a great way to like hold the hand of the original movie, even if the OG cast isn't in the next one. Oh, there he is. Man, Skeet the man candy.
Yes.
Man candy Skeet. I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
so good.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just, I think that they're, the only way that they were going to do their own quote, it really is if they get away from all of the Prescott. And let's be honest, Sydney is Scream. They can bring in Sam and Tara all day long, and that's fine. But they are not Scream. Scream is Sydney Prescott, man. It's her story. And Radio Silence has even said that as long as Neve Campbell wants to come back, we will have her back. In other words, she's going to carte blanche. Sydney says, if Neve says, I want to come back, okay. And she said, I will not come back to be killed. That she said, I will not have
Thank
kills.
Goodness.
Yep, she will not do it. I'm so happy.
I'd walk out of the theater if they
Me
killed
too.
Sidney Prescott.
I would not watch it.
Yeah, that's it. Done. 4 was the end for me, or 5 was the end for me. That's it.
Losing Dewey was enough for me.
Oh, yeah. Man, I know.
Yeah, so tough, man.
It was so tough. And so, again, I won't make this about Dewey, but real quickly, again, I said it last time. It's unnecessary. There's other ways. You didn't have to kill Dewey. Some people say, you had to do it. I said, no, you didn't. You could have attacked him if you wanted to and, have him brutally attacked in the hospital, but you don't have to have him dead.
I was like heartbroken, man.
I bawled my eyes out when I first saw that.
Hysterical. Absolutely hysterical.
So, man, it stinks. I know. It's so sad. But, yeah. I mean, there was a comment here I was going to get to. Where is it at? Oh, here. Jaguar had a good comment. I like this one. It makes the most sense if everyone in the Scream universe believes Stu's dead. That's why that YouTube clip called it a conspiracy theory. He can move around in secret without raising suspicion. See, that's a really good point, Jaguar, because in that movie, you guys remember it, we're getting these little Easter eggs, and then we get this little thing here at the bottom is, did the real life Stu Macher survive? And it says True Crime Conspiracies. You see the title of the channel. And I've heard it said, well, because, the fact that it says it's a conspiracy proves the guy's not alive. Otherwise, they'd have him. They would all know about it. But no, I think the point that Jaguar is making here is the point that makes total sense. And we even, I think, touched on it earlier, way earlier, is that if you believe he's dead, like the consensus that he was dead, like a body switch, but there's going to be some that believe he's still alive.
Oh, yeah.
And there always will be. And so, of course, it's going to be labeled conspiracy theorist because everyone, as far as they know, the record says, like, why isn't there a record? There'd be a record of proof that he was dead. There is one. If it was a cover up, there's a death certificate, but he's not really dead. So that's brilliant. I mean, it's a perfect way to look at it, I think. Don't you guys think?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, totally. Fate said Leslie Mocker took Stu to the pet cemetery, and that's how he returns. We'll be doing some Friday the 13th Part 6 on Stu, right? The lightning rod.
The lightning. Oh.
Maybe we'll get Tommy Jarvis.
Yeah, right.
Oh, there you
Tommy
go,
Jarvis.
Tommy. So Alicia says, I want to see Stu at the end of 6 after 1 or 2 killers revealed, and he turns around and takes the mask off and says, "Hello, Sydney," and leaves it as a cliffhanger. Yeah. Nice.
He'd say hello, Sid, I feel, more than hello, Sydney.
Yeah, it could be. Hello, Sid. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, either of those, I would take it. Like I say, I keep having this picture in my head of seeing his face, and then the screen goes black and credits roll.
Oh.
Man.
Yeah.
That's right, Jordan. Support the official release. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. That's right, Jay True. If Boba Fett can come back and live, and that guy came he was thrown in the belly of that creature in the desert, and he's back. Come on.
40-year-old question answered just recently, right?
Yes.
Boba Fett.
So buy a digital copy is bad? No, not at all. No. Buy your Blu-ray, buy your digital copy, anything. Just the key is buy. That's the key word was buy. Destin says he's pre-ordered the 4K Steelbook already.
So did I. Yep.
Yes. That's so cool. Yeah. So Destin's going to one of these fan events in April, where Matthew Lillard will be there. Skeet Ulrich's going to be there. So he's got his tickets to meet them, and Destin is going to Destin is going to do his very best, try his very best to find out from Matthew Lillard any inside information on Stu's return.
You gotta let us know, man.
Yes.
They were just up in Phoenix, I think, the last 6 months or so, and that's like an hour away from me. So I'm like hoping they come back next year because that's like a dream of mine for sure.
That's so cool. Yeah, Destin is our official inside operative to talk to Matthew Lillard one-on-one. And so Destin, we are counting on you, brother, to do your very best, man, to needle Matthew Lillard, to get something out of him, if you'd all possible. He said, I want to see the
grab
missing
him with
footage.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, yes, that's so true. Because he owns his own company, his own Dungeons and Dragons company. That would be a great way to open the door and talk to him. Yeah, man, I would love to see the original version of that movie. Do you guys know the history of Cursed? You guys know?
I didn't know
that
about
story?
Skeet Ulrich.
I don't think so. I mean, I've seen the film, but I don't know the story behind it.
So I'll tell you the short version for now is that Wes Craven filmed that movie for like a year, and the original cast was Skeet Ulrich was in it, and I'm blanking right now, but anyway, and they filmed it, and he was gonna be one of the lead characters, and then our friends, Mr. and Mr. Weinstein, stepped in and said, "No, this isn't going well. We want you to listen to this, guys." After a year of shooting, 12 months of shooting, the Weinsteins say, "Hey, we don't like this. We want you to recast and reshoot. Start over." After a year of filming, Wes said the movie was like almost done already. It was like 3/4 done. And he said, I was hired to do this movie, and now I'm spending over 2 years of my life on one project to get this movie done. So they had to recast it. They got rid of Skeet. They brought in, I can't remember the dude's name, but he's a really good actor. They're good actors they brought in, but it wasn't the original version of Cursed. And somewhere in a vault,
Yeah.
that unfinished version is out there. And
yeah.
So
Dude,
anyway.
the Weinsteins wouldn't know a good movie if it bit them. I'm seriously, dude. It's disgusting.
So
so
true.
sad.
They
man.
definitely
So
know how to
sad.
ruin things, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh
They
yeah.
do.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even Scream 4, they had their hands all over Scream 4 and had to redo it again over and over and make changes. And I never will forget, Wes told the story in Scream 4. You guys remember when Anthony Anderson was stabbed in the
Pretty slow.
forehead?
Oh yeah.
Which is one of my favorite kills in the
Classic.
franchise. It's so good. Well, what's funny about that, though, I don't know if you guys know the backstory to that, but Wes said that when the script was approved, he submitted it to the Weinsteins after multiple rewrites. Basically, he just says in the script, all I put in there was whatever the cop's name was, which just slipped my mind. His character's name, let's say Joe.
Haas.
It's not Joe.
I think it's Haas.
Haas.
Haas?
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll go with Haas. Says
Perkins,
Haas
yeah.
or Perkins.
Yeah,
Perkins.
yeah,
That's
Perkins.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Perkins gets stabbed. That's all he said.
Yeah.
And then they okay, we signed off on it. And he said no one knew until they shot the day of that it was going to be a stab right to the forehead, once they were barking at a bunch of stuff.
Whoa.
And he said, I told my crew the day we were set to film, he said, hey, by the way, I want him stabbed in the forehead. They're like, really? He said, the effects guys were like, really? He says, yeah. Like, okay. They were all excited. They were all giddy. They were going to get to this nice knife gag in the forehead and stuff. And,
Yeah.
and so it was an epic scene. So, yeah, he said basically he just slipped that in without asking for permission at that point. He just filmed it. And he's
Wow.
funny. He even said, we filmed it. And he said, I guess it's okay because I never heard I never heard anything about it. It got released. I was like, this is so good. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Bearded is back with another super chat. Hey, thank you, Bearded. Another $5 super chat. The medical examiner filed a false death certificate. Yes. And say the parents requested he be cremated. No body to worry about. That's even better. Because you can't dig up ashes for
Wow.
to check dental records and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, oh for sure. That would make a lot of sense. Again, money and power.
Money and power, man. That's all you need. If you have enough of both, you could do almost anything you want in this world. And sadly, you know, and you really can. So Bearded Entertainment, Bearded, I'm going to change your name to Bearded Knowledge because you are bringing the truth. You are bringing the truth tonight, brother. I love it. Thanks for that $5 super chat. I've already lost count on how many super chats you've done. Thank you, brother. That's so awesome. It really helps out the channel, bro. You have no idea how much it helps out the channel. And you know what else helps out the channel? Maverick's helping out the channel. Just signed up to be a member to Craven Something Scary. Thank you,
Nice.
Maverick. Appreciate you so much.
Nice.
And I love it. I love it. You guys' support is incredible. It just really, I really mean that. It's every day I wake up to work on a video and I check out my channel. I'll check out for comments to respond to. And I just feel overwhelmingly grateful, overwhelmingly blessed. And that you guys have found me talking about movies entertaining. It blows my mind, and I really appreciate you guys. And you know what I love? I love this. We talked about earlier, not to add nauseum to this thing, but I love this, what we're doing right now. This is so fun. I could literally go, a 2-hour live stream feels like 10 minutes. It seriously does. And it goes by so fast.
I said this to you last time, Stephen. Like, I've always wanted a group of friends that I could talk about film like we're doing right now, man. I've never had that. So I mean, you inviting me last week and then tonight, like, it really means the world to me. It really does.
Man.
So thank you. And thank you guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you for including me too.
You're so welcome. I mean, I hope you're both having a good time because this is something
Dude, I love it.
I could see us doing this again in very, very soon.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going through the chat here to get caught up here. Oh yeah, Valerie, absolutely. See, Valerie, you are
Oh,
understanding what's going on. See,
oh yeah.
Valerie is enlightened. She gets it, and that is absolutely 1,000,000% true. That was
Yes.
Wes Craven was literally giving the virtual middle finger with this film and how he
Mm.
shot it, and it's so awesome.
And we'll talk
And
about that next week.
oh,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna save
awesome.
it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
save
Yep.
it
Yep.
because I want to just like rip into it now, and
I
I
know.
just
I
yank
know. I
out
know.
the it's like when
I
you
just
have a
have to say that I feel like John Milton was definitely the FU in human form.
Yeah, probably. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, that makes
dude.
sense. Yes. Oh, yes.
Had you thought? I you know what? That's so true, Carrie.
Yeah.
Can you believe the Weinsteins allowed that character to actually be in there? I'm
I
like,
know.
Yeah.
that is unbelievable. Because Wes was basically saying, here you are. This is a mirror,
Yep.
and it's like, okay, you have a problem with Angelina being revealed as a killer on camera, but you don't mind this man, this scumbag over here, Milton,
Yeah.
being on camera. I'm like, well, I guess if, you know what, I'm just gonna be cool. I'm just gonna, um,
We know what you mean, though. We know
You
what
know,
you mean.
There's
Yeah.
so much to it.
there's so much to it,
Yeah.
and I'm just not gonna, so I'm just gonna stop right there while I'm ahead, as they say, and but I think you guys understand what I'm coming from on that.
I
think
know
we all
exactly
agree.
what you mean. Yes. Mhm. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Mutant has another great point. Yeah, the size of that house, they had more than enough agree to some absolutely, yeah. I mean, it was very clear that was a very wealthy family. Stu Macher's parents were well off, and I'm telling you, you we have to, as viewers, we have to sometimes connect dots. We can't expect the filmmaker to color in the page for us all the time. A lot of times, like Wes Wes was brilliant anyway, but he was like with Scream 3. That was him putting dots on a page and saying, I trust you to use your minds and look at what you're watching and you can connect them. And that's what Scream 3 was. And sometimes, like this, yeah, Wes is going to throw out there, look, you don't have to put dollar signs on the wall to show someone has money. Just show their house, show their boat in the front yard, living in the vineyards of California. Guys, it's not cheap to live in California
Oh,
if
no.
you're in a one-bedroom flat, much less that place and that property they're on. My goodness. So, absolutely, that's a great point. I hate spammers. Goodbye. All right. Jen, you're still awake. How are
Aw,
you still
Jen.
awake? Oh my gosh, God bless you. You're
Yes.
still awake, just been frozen. Oh, well, hopefully you've been able to hear at least what's been going on, but I'm glad
Oh.
I'm glad to know you're still here. All right, we're gonna go about another. You guys good for? Well, we are running a little bit over because we started late.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't want to keep you guys up too much later. You guys good for maybe 10 minutes and we shut it
Sure.
off? Is that all right?
Let's do it. Mhm.
Okay. All right. Donovan says, I got this question. What if Amber and Richie had a hidden camera in their mask and Stu Macher is watching them through the camera? Interesting. So maybe like he's pulling a jigsaw, like where he's
Oh.
watching the events that are happening. That's it. Well, we saw the little red light on the mask, which was the voice changer.
Oh.
And
And
Who
we
knows?
thought it was automatically a voice changer.
Yep. Yep.
uh-huh.
Wow.
That's so true. Maybe. And wouldn't that be something if Stu was recording himself killing Dewey, of all things, to have like a permanent record of it?
Imagine they actually go down the route of like they actually remember Jill and Charlie, they wanted to release it to the public. Imagine they actually go down the route of all that footage being released to the public.
Oh, my gosh.
Whoa, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Nuts.
Yeah, that would be crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, let's see here. All right, Maverick's got a comment. Stu's face was unrecognizable after the TV. He batters a janitor at the Haunted Hospital to the point he's unrecognizable and hangs him, making it look like a suicide, giving Stu the opportunity to escape. Wow, that's pretty
Interesting.
pretty detailed. Yeah, that's interesting, man. I mean, it certainly could be possible. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I even talked about how what if you know, um, Angela, sorry. Great statements. All right. All right. Thank you, Fate, for joining the
Thank
live
you,
stream,
Fate.
buddy. Appreciate you being here.
I'm sure I'll virtually meet you at some point. So thank you. Fate.
It's just a matter of time.
That's it, right?
I don't know if
Appreciate-
you want to.
Yeah. Oh, ow!
I would love to chat with Fate. I would love to chat with him.
Woo. I'll tell you what. One of these nights, I will take a sword for the team and invite Fate onto the live stream.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
But you know what? For like 30 minutes, like the last 30 minutes, we'll just wait till
Okay.
the end. And I'm just kidding, Fate. I love you, dude. I'll see Fate. I will see you, brother, on Friday for our Lethal Collective. So yeah, that's interesting, Maverick. I mentioned before,
Yeah.
like if he was at the hospital, mental hospital, if he had done good, earned like good behavior or whatever, and he got to be a trustee after 20 years, so he's out in the front lawn, like leading a group of like 5 patients, where they're picking up trash, whatever you want to say, and then that could be a point of escape where his cult followers, people that like I was saying, Amber and Richie, but it could be anyone, drove by and picked and like grabbed him and took off. I mean, those things are possible.
Whew, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go, guys. Let's go for a couple more questions, guys. If you got a burning question, this is the time for Stu tonight. What's up, Retro? Oh, hey, listen, I'm glad you're here. It's all right to come in late. It's all good. Good thing is, when this is over, it goes into replay mode, so you can just right around and hit play and watch from the beginning. But glad you're here. My day has been good. My week has been great. Very busy, but I'm very happy to be here with you guys and you too, Retro. So thanks for coming in, man. Hey, Retro, in case you missed it, buddy, if you want that stew train, man. Oh man. Okay, we got to get it one more time, right?
Yeah,
for the
one
end
more.
here. We got to go. We're at the very end here, so let's do it. Let me get there here. Where were we at? Oh yeah, here we go. One more time. The stew train is on the tracks, ladies and gentlemen, and it is still rolling. It is rolling strong. And since Retro, you missed it, I had to put this up for you. And again, it's not too late. If you want to get that stew train ticket, $5 super chat. I will send you a ticket for the train.
Chugga,
Still got
chugga,
it.
chugga,
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 chugga.
chugga, chugga.
Stu.
Yes, Stu. Oh, this is
Yeah.
great. I gotta, Carrie, I think I'm gonna make you like in charge of all of the Stewisms. And,
Yeah.
like we can create a list of every pun, every kind of way we can insert his name, like Stu.
Are you kidding? I could go for days.
Do
I would
it. Do
love
it.
it. I would love
Do
that. It's so
I love it.
great.
Do like one a day.
Oh, that's so good. All righty. Let's take a look here. Okay. Craven couldn't bring Stu back. Alrighty, let's look here. We got one here from I shot him 6 times. Wow, that should do the trick. And that's just Michael Myers. Hey, Craven.
Style.
Yes, yeah. Do you find it odd? All right, you guys read this with me now. Let's track this together.
Yeah.
Do you find it odd how Dewey didn't know Billy had a kid, but Amber and Richie, did? If Sam's mom's a drunk and spilled the beans, how did Dewey, being the sheriff, not know? Interesting. Well, that's a real
Interesting.
real good question. I'm just thinking like this for a second because it really seemed like nobody knew. Even Tara didn't know
Right.
that she was Billy's daughter, which almost makes me think that maybe it's because Stu had a hand in all that.
Like maybe Sam's mom was friends with Stu's sister, and that's how it kind of came into play. Maybe he found out and started spreading stuff to Amber and Richie.
Yeah.
That could make sense.
Well, if you think about it, obviously Stu knows Sam's mom because Billy was sleeping with her. So, and they were best friends. So, let me tell you something about high school boys. Okay. They talk. All right. That's all I'm going to say. And if this was going on with Christina Carpenter, Stu knew about it. All right. I'm going to tell you that right now. Stu knew about it. And so, hey, why not? What if Stu's sister and Sam's mom are best friends? And I mean, guys, we could go a big rabbit hole here.
Yeah,
You could.
yeah.
So I think that there's a good point, a good chance though that Stu is involved. That's why it wasn't public knowledge, but it got to Amber because they wanted Amber to know.
Yeah.
It was part of the plot
Yeah.
of the plan, I should say.
Yeah, that was a good question. That was a good question.
That
made me
was.
think about that.
That
Yeah.
was a good one.
Yeah.
It was really good. That was a great question. Okay. And don't use screen to copy. Oh gosh. Bye bye. Polo says, just don't want screen to copy Halloween using escape from a mental hospital. Well, I mean, it's been done a lot. I mean, it wouldn't be copying Halloween.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been done by a lot of movies, and so, but it's not the only way to do it. I mean, personally, I'm not opposed to that being the case. But I understand if you're kind of like feel that's been done too much. So, I mean, honestly, after tonight's live stream, I'm going to let this simmer a little bit. But I really am liking this whole thinking he's dead. I think, Carrie, you're the one that sparked this tonight.
Yep.
And the whole idea now of them thinking he was dead, he was declared dead. No one talks about him because they think he's dead. That, honestly, I think I'm going to make it. You may have inspired me tonight, Carrie, to revamp my Stu case theory.
Yeah, because
The
Carrie,
second one.
you think about it, everybody would expect him to just escape from captivity somewhere, so to go that whole out of left field that people thought he was dead the whole time, and there was this whole town conspiracy, this and that would be the more clever way to go about it. So totally, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think he wants people to think that he's dead.
Yeah,
Because he wants that big reveal.
like a ghost. He's like a ghost. Yep.
Yes, he wants it to be. I mean, what more thunderous way to enter the room than to be dead for 25 years and you're alive?
Yeah,
I mean,
ghost from the past.
What would Sydney do? Oh, can you imagine her reaction?
Oof.
Oh my gosh! She says, "I killed you." He's like, "No, that's what you think. That's what you thought."
Yeah.
Oh no.
Jeez, man.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm just loving this. This is great. Jen says, hey, I just tweeted the link to this stream to Matt Tyler and Matthew Lillard. Good for you, Jen. Thank you.
Thank you. Mwah.
Hey, speaking of which, and I didn't even think about it again until I saw this, I have to tell you guys who were in the chat still here. So when I posted my Instagram post about this chat tonight, yesterday or today, it was today's post, I think. Anyway, when I posted it, I got a like from one of the producers of Scream 5.
Oh, that's right.
And Scream 6. And it was actually Wes Craven's longtime producing partner, going all the way back to all the Scream movies.
Marianne Madalena.
Marianne Madalena, yes. So
Yeah.
I have to say, I mean, it may not necessarily mean anything other than she thinks it's a cool idea. But hey, I'm like, when I got the producer of Scream 6 liking this idea here, this is I'll take that. So take that and do with it as you wish. But I had to share with you guys. So maybe all of us who are faithfully on that train are saying the same thing. And even Marianne Madalena, that it is a Scream baby. It is a Scream baby is right.
It's a Scream, baby.
It's a Scream baby. And I love how he gets the spit to fly out perfectly.
Yeah.
Like but it fits the whole moment. It's like this psychotic, insane breaking point. It's just so great.
That made me cringe when Amber did that, with the spit. I don't know. It just was one of the things in the scene that just like you said, Steven, trying to be that. Yeah. And you could see it wasn't, the spit didn't come out as naturally as Stu's spit did. It was forced. So I could see what she was trying to do, but I think she probably should have kept that out of it, So
I mean, I guess Stu is a natural spitter, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It just comes naturally.
It does. I love it.
Wayne says, can we get Fate Decided on board? Heck yeah, we can. It just takes time. It just takes a little more time.
Took me time.
It did, exactly. I mean, we all have a breaking point where
we got Jake on board now.
We do. Killjoy Jake is on board.
Wow.
He told me straight up. I said, man, are you buying the ticket? And he said, yep, I got a ticket. I'm on the train. And so the Lethal Collective is three quarters, goodness, of the Lethal Collective we're all here. I'm the conductor of the train. I'm at the front, but Knight's on board, Jake's on board. And so if you watch our Lethal Collectives on Fridays and now Mondays on the Lethal Collective channel. You got to you should go subscribe. Anytime Stu comes up, it's 3-on-1. And it's so much fun. So what does Fate do? And here I am taking shots at Fate. If you're here, Fate, I love you, dude. But what does Fate do? He says, I'm just going to talk louder than everybody. And so because I can't out-talk everybody because I'm undermanned. But no, it's fun. And Wayne says, Killjoy Jake loves hospitals too. Oh, gosh. That's a little inside joke. Anybody who was on our Lethal Collective Monday, you know what that's talking about. That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good stream, man. That was good. That was a good one.
It really was. It was a great time. All right. So, guys, listen, everyone who's here, and we still got, well, it blows my mind. We've been on for 2 hours. It's literally, I know, Carrie, I think you're East Coast. It's like 12:20 your time in the morning. And we've got 60 people. We got 60 people in the live chat.
Wow.
I mean, it's like this. I'm serious, guys. You guys blow me away. I said it in my video today for my membership video, and I truly mean this. You guys are what I believe is to be the best, most fun community on YouTube is on my channel. I believe it. I'm firmly convicted by that. And I mean, everybody's great. Everybody's got great channels in the collective, and everybody's not taking anything against them. I just believe you guys that are in this chat right now at midnight or later, it's still here. This is a testament to how amazing you are. So thank you guys, and how amazing my guests are. How amazing Jack and Carrie are. So.
I've seen it firsthand, man. After our stream last week, like a lot of people that jumped over to check out some of my videos, they were so kind, dude. Just like good people, people. That's what we attract is good people who have differing opinions but respect each other, right? That's all that counts.
Coast.
That's right.
East Coast. I am a New Yorker. East Coast.
Me too.
I just moved. Yeah. I just moved to Arizona, but I was born and raised Long Island, New York.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm originally PA, but New York now.
Okay, nice. Good for you.
That's so cool. Wayne says, "Hey, Wayne's not staying up late. It's 4:18 in the afternoon in Sydney, Australia. That's awesome. That's so cool. That's so cool. All right, so let's talk a little bit, guys. For those who are in the chat who may not be familiar with Carrie's website and Jack, your channel, Carrie, why don't you start us off? Let's talk about your amazing website of movie reviews. And Carrie Craves Cinema. I got to tell you, when I first saw your name in Twitter, I thought, because you have the S that's laying on its side, which is really creative. I think that's pretty funny. But when I first looked at it, because I have Craven on the brain like all the time, I thought it said Carrie Craven Cinema, and I was like,
"No, I would
Craven."
Never do that. No, I wouldn't do that.
No, but and I saw it was an S. But Carrie, tell us about your website and your absolutely fantastic movie reviews are. And before you say that, everyone in the live chat, well, thank you very much, Pluto. Appreciate you. Well, that's all a good time in talking tonight. So before Carrie opens up about it, I just want to say the link to her website is in the description of this video. So once it goes to replay mode, then you'll be able to click it, or I think you actually might be able to even see it in there now.
You can. Yep, you can.
Okay, you can already see it in there now, so you can click right there and go check it out. Leave her comments. But anyway, I'll stop talking. Carrie, tell us about your website and your passion for cinema.
Well, I kind of wish I would have done it a lot sooner, but I'm choosing my favorite movies and I'm just talking about them, analyzing them. I tend to kind of analyze all of the characters, but because I keep trying to look at the top, I'm like, how long is this review? Make sure that it's not like 10, 15 minutes. But it's a work in progress.
Oh, it's you're humble. You're so humble. It's all right, guys. It's more than a work in progress. It is an amazing work already as it is.
Well, thank you.
It really is. I enjoy it. And the first thing that grabbed my attention is when the first review I read was your Scream 5 review. I said, okay. And we guys watch a lot of videos and all you guys do. I do too. We all do. We read a lot of articles and reviews. And there's certain things I look for when I read an interview. And you can tell real quick if someone who's writing it is is truly articulate, is truly able to communicate their thoughts in a manner that hits home, and it just connects to you. I started reading her review on Scream 5, and I got about halfway through it. I don't think I've ever told you this, Carrie. I got about halfway through it, and I stopped, and I said, I have got to have her as a guest on my channel. I said, I have got to have her. And I really mean that. I said,
Thank you.
she has done this. This is so well written. It is so well thought out. And it's done with care, and you can tell when you're reading it that when something's done with care, or if it's just kind of just done to do it, like I'll check the box. It's done with care. And I could tell right away. And I immediately said, oh my gosh, I have got to invite her. I got to talk to her because she knows how to communicate her thoughts in an amazing way, and she knows what she's talking about. She knows. So I'm not going to let her get away with just saying a work in progress.
Oh.
You guys have got
I
to
only
go.
say that because I feel like there's a lot more that I want to do.
Yeah.
We're always critical of our own work. We're always
Yeah.
critical of our own work. It's just
It's
human
true.
nature, right?
It is. It really is.
It really is. But it's important though that when you recognize someone that has talent and has a gift, you should it's to be recognized, it's to be acknowledged and shared. So I want to do what I can to share Carrie's website on my little sphere of influence, my little tiny speck on the dot of YouTube, and do what I can to introduce you guys to some quality reviews, quality work. So please, guys, I'm asking you. You're welcome, Carrie, and I'm sincere. I want you guys to go to her website after this, and if I know it may be too late to watch it tonight, or look at it tonight, but flag it, bookmark it, go tomorrow if you need to. But you need to go and spend some time reading her reviews, and you'll be enriched by it, and it will enrich your experience with the films. It will. It will really enrich your experience with the films. So anyway, wonderful job, Carrie, and I just appreciate you so much. So
I can't wait to check it out. I'm excited to check it out.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love it, Jack.
up?
So Jack,
Yeah?
now let's talk about your channel. Now you've been in the community for quite a long time, and you've got some fan films, and people know it. It's so funny. After we did our first live stream, I had people like messaging me saying, "Oh my gosh, you got Jack the director. That's Jack.
What?
You got Jack on your. I'm serious. You got Jack on." I said, "Yeah, I sure did. He's going to come back. I'll have him again." And so people were very excited that were like longtime YouTubers in the screen world to see you were on the channel on the live. So I thought that was cool. And so tell us
I'm
about
blushing.
your channel.
I'm blushing right now, yeah.
Man, it's so cool, man. And so tell us about your channel. You've got some Scream fan films. And tell us about those and kind of where you're at in your journey right now with your channel.
So I've been studying film since I was like maybe 2 or 3 years old. Like I said last stream, I have a picture of me sitting in front of our big square tube TV watching Titanic, like just and analyzing it, not from just a movie standpoint, but like wondering how could they pull this off? Like that movie magic, in awe experience of like how we can create worlds through film. So I grew up, was a big fan of horror movies because of my mom. She introduced me to them, and I introduced myself to Scream and was in awe at how the movie flowed, at how I could tell just how much love was put into the script and the directing. Wes Craven, one of my favorite directors.
Yes.
And I went to go see Scream 4, and I came out and I was like, you know what? I love these movies so much. I want to make fan movies. I mean, I was 12, 13 years old when I made that first Slash movie. We made it, all my middle school friends, one summer.
It blows my mind. Yeah. I watched the
blows
movie.
me.
That's awesome. That's
I'm like,
amazing.
this guy's a 13-year-old kid is like making this hour and 30-minute long Scream movie. Anyway, it blows my mind when 23, I could say okay, but 13 is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and I loved
That is
Sidney
amazing.
Prescott. That like I wrote myself. Jack Anderson was my character. He was like the Sidney Prescott of the movie, and we just made it one summer and we uploaded it. And dude, still to this day, I cannot believe the traction that these movies took on. I'm shocked. I mean, I did 2 more after the first one, and like I said, I was going to make the 4th one, but then stuff that happened in the world derailed it. But now I'm thinking, man, like I might make a 4th one. I might do it here in Arizona, dude.
You should, man.
I might, man. But So I made those films, and then I as especially going to film school, like you would think I would have started a movie review and critique channel sooner, but I just never got around to it. And then until I saw some of your videos, Steven,
Oh,
I was like, this is and getting the announcement of Scream 6 and seeing Scream come back, I was like, you know what, man, this is the time to do it. Better late than never, right? You're never too
yeah.
late to anything. So I recently started pulling apart Scream, but I have more stuff planned than just Scream. I'm going to pick apart my other favorite horror
Hmm.
franchises, other movies that I love, and of course, doing stuff on upcoming films that are coming out that I'm excited about. So the journey is just beginning. It started with those fan
Yes.
films, and I decided to just use this channel that already had its foot in the ground and, bring that community back. And I'm assuming they all love film. So I was like, let's just chat about film together. So that's my story. That's where I'm at right now. And I'm
So cool,
super
man.
grateful to be here, man. Super
That's
grateful.
Oh,
amazing. I
so
definitely want
true.
to give them a watch.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. No, they're
Maybe
a
I'll
lot of
review
fun.
some.
Yeah, why not, right? You'll have to have me come on the show. We'll chat about them. So
Yeah.
That
yeah.
would be awesome.
I'm
Totally.
about to react to them. Actually, I'm about to do I got some of the
Ah,
cast I just got in contact with from those first three movies. I'm gonna stream them like we're doing now, and we're gonna watch them and we're gonna react to them. So
Oh,
more
cool.
cool stuff coming.
that's so good, man. I've got to watch. I haven't watched all of them yet myself. But the first one, I was watching. I was like, man, this is really, really impressive, man. To pull this
Oh
off at 13, that's some talent. That's some vision, man. To where you're going. So I'm excited to see the new one, like what you're going to be working on here in the
yeah,
future,
yeah,
and how it's grown, or how you've grown. I mean, and how it will grow in your writing. So you
yeah.
write it as well, right? Do you have a writing partner, or do you do the
I
writing
write
of the
them all.
story,
Yeah,
everything?
yeah, yeah. And there's stuff on YouTube that I haven't released. Like I've made other films that are not Scream based, that are original, which I'm thinking of slowly releasing them out. But yeah, I write everything. I direct everything. I mean, I put my own money, whatever I have of it, the little money I have, I put into it. And then I just get the actors. That's it.
That's so
It's
cool,
go
man.
time, man. It's a lot of
That's
fun.
so good. Yeah, I mean, I bet you got colleges around there. You could probably find some
Oh
some
yeah,
actors who could be
yeah.
happy kids and be college
Oh,
kids
yeah,
be
they
glad
would
to do
love
it.
that.
I just got a makeup artist from the job I work at now. I was like, oh, what a
Ah,
coincidence. I met a
Oh,
friend who's a special effects artist. Let's make this movie.
sweet.
Yeah.
Make it bloody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What did Wes Craven have? Wes Craven had used 50 gallons of blood on Scream 1. 50.
Wow.
So you got to top that, man. Can you top 50?
Let's see, right? And you know
That's a
what?
lot.
It didn't even look like 50. I mean, I guess the end where they're stabbing each other, but like all in all, you hear 50 gallons, you think it'd be like a Saw movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
It's true. And part of it, too, was, remember, they scene 118, which was
Mhm.
the
the
dreaded
infamous,
scene.
Oh yeah.
yes, the scene that never ends. Like they
I have a
filmed, like,
shirt. I
I
got a shirt
survived.
somewhere. Yep. Yeah.
yes, that's right, Carrie. Yeah, I survived scene 118. I've actually got a picture
Mhm.
of a crew member wearing that shirt in
Oh
my
yeah.
picture archives.
Oh wow.
And I remember that one of the issues was, a lot of that blood was for continuity, because they would come in the next day, the next night to shoot. Well, they have to continue with the same blood and their same blood spots on the shirt. And so when you're watching Scream, the final sequence of Scream, you don't realize that thing shot over like 2 or 3 weeks, 7 days, and a day. It's 7 straight days every week. So I'm trying to say
Oh
without
man.
stopping, and having to get Wes Craven was getting the continuity just right. And now if you watch that kitchen scene from the to the end, you will never guess that wasn't done in one shot,
Right.
in one day, but it's done like over 2 or 3 weeks of getting the blood just right, so it matches yesterday. That's crazy. That's
Brilliant.
Wes Craven, man. That's
Yeah.
how he
That's
did his
Wes.
stuff. Golly.
Such a rare
Oh,
breed in today's day, man. Wes Craven was he was a legend of horror, and he always will be. And I do
always.
believe if Radio Silence continues with putting out good content, that 40 years from now, I believe Matt and Tyler will be looked at down as that as well as masters of horror. I have faith in these guys. I really do. I really do.
Yeah. They certainly have the opportunity.
Yes.
They have the chance to do it. Now it's up to them if
Yep.
they're going to be able to do it. But I think Scream 6 is going to be a huge movie for Radio Silence, and it's kind of me. It's the swing movie. It's where you're swinging away from Wes now, and now it's more our movie. You know, we still love Wes. We'll still have hints of Wes, but this is our movie, and this is not our homage to Wes. This is our movie. So we'll see how they do when it's more more of their style in
Yes.
play.
Now they can
So.
be free with it.
They can be free with it, yes, and not
I'm
have
even
that
more
pressure.
I'm even more excited, I think, for 6 than I was for 5, knowing now that like they're gonna like grasp this film and run with it. I'm really, really deeply excited. So I guess we'll see. We'll see. So
Yeah, I'm optimistic too. No, I am. I'm with you. I share the enthusiasm. I'm excited to go in. I'm going to go into this movie expecting the moon, expecting like this to be absolutely amazing, and I'll be watching for Stu breadcrumbs at every turn of this movie. And I have to say, and one last thing I'll say about Stu, and then we're going to call it a night, is that, and it's in my newest video about 3 reasons why Stu was the third killer, you know, in Scream 5. One of them was, and all the times we hear his name mentioned, from the Tara phone call all the way to the end, there's like 4 or 5 references, and never once is Stu ever referred to as dead, deceased, he died, or anything like that. Now, it doesn't mean he's not perceived as dead, but they never intentionally said he was dead. And I'll leave you with this cliffhanger of a question. Well, you know, I'll let Jack, you and Carrie answer it, but we won't have time to get to the live chat because we're about to shut off. So, my question to you is, what was I just saying? I hate this. You can tell how late it is.
We're retconning this book.
Yes.
You will not be number 2. This will be nonsense in a couple of years.
Bro, that is absolutely right, man. And so no, here's the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
The cliffhanger is this: if we're talking about Stu and we see a character that's in the movie, and they say, "Well, you know, Stu died 25 years ago." Can we believe that? Or are they saying that because they believe he was dead? That's because it was a fake death, right? So, you know, because my thought was, if I hear a character on camera say he's dead, I'll accept it. But now I'm taking a step back and saying, well, hold on a minute. That could be misdirection for us to think he's not dead. Or to think he's dead. I'm like, oh, he's dead, but then he's really not. So Jack and then Carrie, then I'll wrap up. What do you think? If we hear a character in Scream 6 say, Stu is dead, will you accept that? Or will you believe that that is what they believe in the movie universe?
Palpatine died at the end of Return of the Jedi, and he came back somehow. So I think that what they did with Scream 5, I think it just was so much in your face, especially the fact that in that universe there's doubt that he's dead. I feel like it would just, I don't know, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it. You know, unless you know it was like, I don't know, I wouldn't buy it. At this point I wouldn't buy it. So that's I'll leave it at that. I mean, if they do wind up going the route that, you know, he is dead, like I guess that's it. But I think he's alive. I do.
I mean, and even if they show a gravestone, you can't believe it.
No, you cannot. You cannot.
I mean, it's like, you know, they go to the graveyard. Okay, well, that doesn't prove anything.
Nope, not at all.
You know? So, Carrie, what about you? What would it take for you to prove to you that Stu is dead? Would they have to produce a corpse of some type, or what would it take for you to say, okay, I'll accept that?
Now, you said about a character saying that he died. For me, it depends on what character says it.
Okay.
Because they could be in on it. They could, like you said, misdirect. So for me, I don't know. Because I don't want to believe that he's dead.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
You know what, the way that films operate in today's day, like it just bring people back like it's nothing. You know what I mean? So at that point, I, seeing how modern films have played out, like it even just makes it more of a possibility. Like somebody said Boba Fett. Hey, look at that. It was a big speculation for 40 years. And now we know he survived the Sarlacc pit, So
Yes, sir.
nobody verbally said Boba Fett's dead. Nobody really confirmed it. It just was what we saw. So, I mean,
Right.
they could pull it off, man. They could pull it off.
Absolutely, and I'm with both of you. And Carrie, you're right. I mean, no matter what, if they produce a body, it doesn't mean it's his body. If they they have to check it out. But I think the whole cremation idea is the way you get around all that.
Yeah.
Because
I
then
can't
it's
see
like
them showing a body though. Not
No.
after all this time.
all
Yeah.
this time, it'd be just no.
Like exhuming a body, exhuming a body or something. No.
Yeah, that would just no.
That could be anything at this point.
Right. Totally. Jeremy says Craven always keeps it interesting. Oh, well, thank you, man. Stu lives, and that's probably the best way to end it tonight. Stu lives, and guys, we hope you have enjoyed these last. Oh man, we almost went 2.5 hours. We went really. I kept you guys really late tonight.
It's okay.
This has been a great time. I have thoroughly enjoyed this, and Jack and Carrie, thank you both for your time tonight. This has been so much fun.
So thank
Thanks for
you.
including us.
Yeah, and thanks everybody who's watching. I mean, we love you
Yes.
guys so much. We do. Thank you.
We sure do. We sure do. And for everyone who's in the live chat still, there's almost 50 of you still here, which is incredible. If you have not hooked up with me on social media, please do so at these following locations. If you want to catch me quick, it's best to do it on Twitter or Instagram because I will respond a lot faster than Facebook. I'll eventually get to Facebook, but as I have 3 things going at once all day long, so it's best to catch me on Instagram or Twitter. If you bought a ticket to the Stew Train tonight and have not connected with me on social media, please do so I can get your ticket for you. And I'll have these tickets available on every live stream moving forward as we continue to build Stew Nation and grow it into the point where it's an empire, because the truth will come out and the truth will set you free. And the truth tonight is that Stu Macher lives and he will return, baby. That's it right there.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, this has been awesome. Thank you all again. Appreciate everybody's super chats, everyone becoming a member, everyone just being here and entertaining us with your comments as much as we hopefully have entertained you guys. We appreciate you. We'll catch you next time. Jack and Carrie, I'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.